there. Thanks. Getcha. Sorry about the hiccup there, y'all. Just decided to stop working. Luckily, we didn't.
In the meantime, it looks like we've had all one comment. He's sclonsing too early.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out, folks. Don't sclons.
Indeed. Gotta be careful about sclonsing too early.
Yeah, let's catch those guys sclonsing out there. They're gonna get hands. Card hands, that is. This is a PG-friendly stream.
Absolutely. See here.
There goes the passes. Does Avi pass back? Seems safe to me to play the king. 10. You can't scuttle with it anyway. You know. Oh, he goes back for that jack.
Yeah, just
And now
jacks it back again.
But even still, I mean, Argosa plays one of two aces. He knows if he twos, he's gonna get two'd. Plays the ace, it gets two'd or it goes through, and he clears it out. Avi plays the next, whatever his next point card is. It kind of doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah.
Argosa plays other ace, that gets cleared out, and then we're back to draw, I think.
Yeah,
Unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen.
Slow and steady.
Yeah. Not to put pressure on the players, and not to put pressure on Olive, but this, to me, I'm in favor of something like the, you know, the move timer in MTG Online or the rope in Hearthstone. You know, something to. As much as I want to give the players the appropriate amount of time to kind of think out each of the paths, I feel like having that kind of a little bit of added pressure to, you know, decide before X amount of time would be a nice element in the long-term health of a competitive game. But Olive and I have gone back and forth on that a couple times, I know.
Yeah,
some people aren't.
I mean, and Olive is definitely looking at improving the game with the recent 5 beta.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I mean, look at our rematch feature. I don't know if, you know, folks have noticed, but we used to have to jump out and jump back into each match as it came up, and now we can just wait for each player to click rematch, and, you know, we click spectate and get taken along for the ride.
Yeah, it's come a long way. So Avi does pass.
Yep, there you go. There goes the passes back, and we are at stalemate at number 2.
Man, that is a great feature. Big fan. Avi starting with double queens, but no real points. Does draw into that 10. Urgosa sitting on all the points in the world.
I'm surprised Avi didn't just drop a queen down early. That is a nice, safe wall to sit behind. And if you've got 2 of them, and you throw one down early and it baits out some kind of removal, you're kind of sitting happy, if you ask me.
Yeah, I would agree, generally. I think he also he wanted some kind of points response.
Right. Get any more options you can get. I mean, here it's nice to have this ace and and 2 sitting behind your queen. Avi's just sitting pretty, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And Avi did draw that 10 of diamonds, which will be able to scuttle the 10 if he wants to, and he does.
I still gotta say, I'm shocked we didn't just see the ace there. I feel like that would have been pretty good value out of an ace. Because it almost feels like he has to ace now, which is low, you know. Because he's in check. I mean, 110 and Urgosa gets it there. Yeah. I feel like, does Urgosa just jam more points down? No, he goes for the draw.
Yeah, that 4 coming out is gonna force a response.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
I'm almost. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a force response of the 2, right? I would have thought that too, as well.
Clears up that one of the early 3s from his hand. Those cards gain a lot of value as the match goes longer, but right now it's not super valuable.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too slow for him, you know, knowing that they're close in point value and Avi's got a little bit of tempo on the board. This is a tough choice from Urgosa. I mean, you can't really do anything with the jack. So the question is, do you drop the 4 as a 4 or do you drop it as points? I mean,
yeah, I think you have to drop it as a one-off to force the discard.
Yep. I'm still surprised Avi hasn't 2'd one of these ways. He's really just keeping it for the right moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And Meta Bruce, I can imagine that watching Cuttle without knowing any of the rules is probably rather confusing. We'll try and explain things as they happen, but the game does often move pretty quickly.
Or what we could also do for the community is we could link the rules to our friendly Cuttle cheat sheet. Please feel free to read the rules and understand the game that you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
We probably should add a link to this in our about info. Bruce, thank you for the feedback. We do appreciate it.
Yep. Always looking to improve. We got 10 and 9 on board now.
And Avi putting out a great check here. I mean, Ergoso's got a couple different options for how he deals with it. I feel like the safest has got to be the scuttle, where he just
I think he
bring
does have
people
to
along.
scuttle here.
Yeah, uses a higher value card to remove a lower value card from the board.
Yeah, that queen.
Avi again, just
that queen is just doing a massive amount of work. The 2 comes out,
but it's gonna get 2
and that's
back,
it.
right? You have to. Oh, it can't. Yeah, can't with the queen. And there's a win for Avi. And now we're all tied up 1-1.
There we go. Ergosa on the bottom of the screen with a pretty solid middling hand.
Mm-hmm.
Avi kind of a similar power hand, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Ergosa, I think with the 2 face cards and both folks having ace 3 here, it's like and 6-7. It's like, you think Alep's actually using a shuffler, or is he just kind of, drawing your crayons on a piece of paper? Crazy.
He's making it exciting for us. Coming from a similar position, who's gonna actually come out on top with the same cards?
Right, that's true. I think that the reality is that when he made the new rematch feature, the shuffler is actually Aleph going into a back room in a closet somewhere, and he's just kind of putting cards in places in the deck, handing them back out to both players.
He's got to get the hamster back on the wheel for that one.
Kick it a couple of times. Just kidding. That's animal. We don't do that here. But I mean, feed it a couple times. Just make sure it's very happy.
King and queen out the board.
And that 7 flashed to 9. I feel like that's pretty tempting to draw that for Avi. He's got the other ones. He goes for 7 as the one-off. He gets the choice now. Oh, seeing that 2.
Yeah.
You got that feels too free not to, right? Yeah, take care of that queen right away.
Yeah, and that 2 coming back to Avi's hand. Just getting so much value out of that 7 and 3.
Mm-hmm. You have to wonder what Ergosa does back. To try to match Avi's board state? I would guess not, because he's got these 6s. It's almost appealing to just try and drop one of these to see if I get to. But 7's a nice choice too. It gives you plenty of options.
Yep. Pulls into
Would he even want the 3? There's really nothing to go back for. I feel like you take the 4, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get rid of 2 of those cards from your opponent's hands. Not knowing it, but he's probably gonna get some pretty good value. Yeah, ace and a 9. I mean, those are 2 great things to get rid of.
Absolutely. Pretty handy play there, pulling the 4. The 3 was an easy thing to ignore at this point in the game.
Right. And just really, nothing more attractive than another 7 sitting in the scrap at this time. If I were Ergosa, I would be curious. Like, dropping this king does seem more and more appealing. I mean, you just kind of keep equal board state with your opponent, and having 1 extra card on top of them in hand. Because now, I feel like you're a little bit more of a risk if you try to go for something like the jack play. Try and steal that.
Yeah, I think you have to go for the jack play.
She does. Yeah.
Because the ace can get countered.
Right. And so again, the point value for cards is the order's reverse suit. So so clubs. So that wins it for.
Yeah, and that means
Avi
that Avi takes it over Ergosa. Avi will be
moving
playing
on.
Monarch Man in round 2 in the winner's bracket, and Ergosa will be knocked down to play against Butter Both Sides. Losers round 1.
That Avi didn't even need to pay for that DDoS service. He was able to beat Ergosa all on his own. The question is Ergosa going to do the Cinderella run back from losers bracket to try and fight Avi again in the finals?
Can he pull off the salty run back?
I mean, if there's any players that could do it, I would say Ergosa is definitely one of them.
Oh, absolutely. And it looks like we just had our other round 2 winners match just wrap up with Baby Jamie taking down Aleph 1. I believe it was.
Baby Jamie won it 2-1 over Aleph. So we've now got Avi facing off against Monarch Man. It looks like Aleph will be facing off, I believe, against.
Whoever wins from Urgosa
Oh,
or
yeah,
and Butter
right.
both
Urgosa
sides.
and Butter both sides. Right. So Aleph's is gonna have to sit down and wait a little minute, and in the meantime, looks like we've got no action yet.
Well, here, let's take a look at. Oh, wrong. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We've had a 5 countered.
We have.
I don't know if any of our bluffs have been shameless.
Shameless, no, yeah. Oh, the upsets. Who's? Let's see. So I think the
higher seed won every single.
Yeah, so far. So. Right. All right. Forward out of the game. Did somebody get forward out of the game? I believe.
Possibly
I think
in that one match. Urgosa went down to 1 card.
I think yeah.
I think we can count that.
Fairly certain. We'll go back and review the footage at a later time. For now, we're calling it in our favor.
Yep.
Let me. Looks like Avi and Monarch Man are both getting spun up, so we might have something to watch there in just a second. Yeah, I saw the game, but I don't see it now. Bizarre. I'm gonna give a quick shout out and check in with folks. Give me just 2 minutes.
Yep.
Please hold.
I'm just double checking our call. Yeah, hopefully we will get into the game. We do see Avi versus Monarch Man. They have not started up yet to be able to spectate it. Goodness gracious, I have too many windows open.
So we are just waiting. So if everybody could please hold, we've got a couple of players who just needed quick water, restroom, what have you breaks, and we'll be back momentarily. It looks like Butter and Urgosa are getting set up, and we've also got Avi and Monarch Man. I think that if we can jump into the Avi Monarch Man game, that would be our preference. But if not, in the meantime, we might just have the Butter Urgosa game, which, you know, gotta say those two back to back. Butter Urgosa just sounds better that way, I think. Do you think both sides of Urgosa are buttered? I guess we'll find out after the match. Oh, ready to go. And we've got draws out the gate.
Yep.
Lots of draws.
Triple aces for Avi. Loving the A's. Hands just screaming at him.
Probably just hoping to get as much bait value out of this as he can. Doesn't want to drop any points of his own. Just wants to drop face cards.
Monarch Man sitting there with triple sixes though says, "Yeah, bring on the face cards. I got it."
Oh, and if I were Avi, I'd just be crying right now. You got the lowest cards and possible value that you could have in the game. I mean, that's just savage. Ah, but he goes back for the 6. Not the queen. That's an interesting one. It seems like he'd rather have the removal and on both the directions, either the face cards or on points.
Yep, absolutely.
Oof. You play that 5 and you just get the 10, right? You just take that 5 and you play it for the effect.
I think you have to.
You gotta. Come on, I hope Monarch. Come on, Monarch, please. Please do it.
Get it
He's thinking.
free.
He's thinking. There you go. Yes.
He does at least get the 10. He doesn't get the second
10,
card.
Second card. Yeah, interesting. Oh wait, was that Avi's play? Did I miss you that?
Oh yeah, I guess it was Avi. I thought it was.
Oh, it was Avi's. Yeah.
The Monarch Man decides they're just going back and forth, digging in the scrap pile. Avi digs in the scrap for the 2.
Right.
Monarch Man just decides to pop out the king, get a little pressure down. Just as a side note, we will take probably like a 5-minute break after this match, after the winners round 2, to let the losers bracket round 2 games catch up, so we are not so off in the timing.
Off kilter.
Yeah, and then we'll have the semifinal match with Baby Jamie, and then the winner of this match, either Avi or Monarch Man, and the losers bracket games will be the winner of Urgosa and Butter Both Sides versus Aleph, and then the loser of this match versus G-Man. So some pretty good matches as well. Still plenty of power left in this bracket. Lots of high seeds left.
Yeah, I think this is our first time that we've seen Glasses 8 out in the tournament with Monarch Man.
Yep, so far. 8 just comes out. Avi just says, oh yeah, well here's 8 points.
Yeah, both players probably chuckling to themselves, like, haha, look at this hand. It's got all the things. None of them that I've, not necessarily in the order I might want them, but the 2-2s and the 2-10s are extremely scary at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty spooky for Monarch Man, but does have some things to counteract.
I'm wondering if he does. I think that if Avi just pushes for the win here, he might just have it. Counters 2s with aces, and there wouldn't really, I don't think, am I blind? There might not be much that Monarch Man could do. He could scuttle one of the 10s. Okay,
Yeah,
that would buy him time. Yeah, okay, it's not an outright win if Avi pushes for it.
Monarch Man picking up that 2 is huge.
It's gonna be very nice for him. But Avi going back with this 3, I mean, he's probably just gonna grab another queen or a 2, right? Just stop him dead in his tracks.
Do what Avi decides to take. In a pretty commanding position for sure right now.
Yep. And it looks like in the meantime we have got in the background, the Butter Both Sides and Urgosa game is starting up, where they're even across the board, 0-0.
Does pull that queen.
And he goes for the queen, yep.
Big.
That is just such a nice play. It is such strong defensive power, especially with Avi sitting on his own 2s and to back it up. I mean, you probably look at that 4 and you chuckle a little bit. Yeah, I got something to feed into this meat grinder. Or do you just 2 it? You've got the extra one.
I think maybe you 2 it. You at least consider it here.
Right. I think that dropping the aces to me seems prudent. There's no universe where you need 3 of them. You're more likely to want to push for a win. This doesn't, to me, seem like a very defensive hand. I would be very tempted to just let this go with my 2 aces and kind of.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Probably dropping the 2 aces is what I'd prefer. I'd rather have a little more aggression to follow up double 10s,
right, and the queen and the 2s to back to. Could you be any safer? Is there really? I feel like a child locked into my safety seat in the back of, well, maybe a Hummer. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Just decides to take it. Drops double
both
ace.
aces.
Easy decision, I think, for Avi. All told.
Oh, but of course it's only too early to sklans if you haven't porched the Chimbo. Cuttle cards. Giving the sage wisdom back to Metabruce.
Truly wise beyond our years.
Legend says Metabruce is a World Series of Poker runner-up semi quarterfinalist. So, I don't know. We might be talking to greatness here.
Really not much happening right now. Just drawing up. Both players sitting right up near the hand limit. Avi finally does plop down that queen.
Right, sitting on this huge wall, probably really, not too happy to see this 4 come up, but thinking that he just, about that hate 4 that he got earlier on, probably think I'd do it again. Yeah, you gotta counter this one, right?
Yeah, that does free up Monarch Man a little bit to try and get those 6s off, or an ace if possible.
The thing that you don't like to see out the 6 is that you burn your own card with that, and it just, that loss of value, that loss of tempo, doesn't feel great. But it looks
No,
like
it doesn't.
your point. To your point, he's going for it.
Sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice, or at the very least force that. He can force the 2 out.
Yep.
And then drop the ace with no repercussions.
Yeah, very free. Great value there at a Monarch, man. Super patient play.
Yeah, really heads up play. That looked really bad for Monarch Man
For a hot second, yeah.
for a little bit there. Keeps the 9 and 10.
Oh, it
Grabs
draws
the
into a
2. That's so nice.
Yeah.
And a queen of his own. Yeah, I think you just jam that queen.
Just hope that he's looking at that 6 and just say, I hope you don't get anything that's more scary that I'll need to counter.
Neither hand's looking that amazing right now.
I mean, Monarch Man's got a metric ton of points in his hand.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, he could throw it down there. One more fun little feature that I don't know if Olive called out. We've got the eyeball at the top right, so we can see who's spectating each match now. This is a hot one. We've got Baby Jamie watching, Butterboth Sides watching, Olive himself was watching for a little bit. Might be the most watched game in the tournament.
Our other losers bracket first round match between Urgosa and Butterboth Sides has finished. Urgosa taking it. Let's see what was
2-0.
2-0. So Aleph will be playing Urgosa. Aleph sitting at number 2 seed. Urgosa number 8 seed. It would be a pretty substantial upset. Urgosa is no slouch though.
Right, you have to wonder. I think Urgosa might be 8th seed this season out of lack of playing more so than lack of performance, if anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Urgosa, a multiple tournament winner. Pretty big pillar of the Cuttle community, certainly.
And come back to this scene for a second. We see Avi playing as 4 for points. It makes me kind of wonder, like he doesn't exactly have an even way to add that up to 21.
Triple jacks right now, which
is
totally worthless.
Yeah, I'm surprised he played that for points. Versus going for that discard. It's considering the 4 doesn't really amount to a potential check here.
Yeah, maybe he's hoping for a king draw. I don't know. He just needed space in his hand.
That's why, to me at least, that's
4
why.
with the 9.
The 9.
All right, fair enough.
5 points in value. It's almost our bingo. 2 away from the bingo.
Just Monarch Man just doesn't want to give Avi anything here, and he knows the queen isn't all that helpful to Avi, so Avi doesn't really want to draw into it. Even then, he has to play this turn. He is at hand limit, but...
Right, the question is, do you go with the 3 and try to get some kind of potential value?
I think you probably do.
I'd be tempted to drop the 6. At this point, you're sort of going even back on with Monarch Man with 2 for 2 cards there,
Yeah, I think maybe you drop the 6 here, and then
it's the best chance to get your jacks into play, and you've got another queen in the pocket as the fallback play, so it's not like you don't have that option anyway. You're not really losing too much if you 6 your own queen.
Maybe Avi is concerned because they both saw that queen, so Monarch Man could just as easily draw another queen off the top deck.
Right, and he goes for the first route we talked about. He takes the 3. Seems like he's got, I think, more. He'll give him more options there. I kind of want to see him take a 2. That way it kind of helps back up his 6 play later on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a 2 is an easy choice. He doesn't really have much in the way of points, but he needs to clear Monarch Man's queens if he wants to have any hope with these triple jacks. Otherwise, half of his hand almost is just totally worthless. A 6.
Well, and I was gonna say, the other thing is, if he draws another 6, that's basically a 2 anyway. He drops his first 6, that's his opponent 2s, and that's the instantaneous counter.
He can just drop the 6, and there's nothing Monarch Man can do about it. It's uncounterable on both sides.
I know, but the thing is, I like the 2 more because he spends a turn playing the 6, whereas if he had taken the 2, he drops the 6, it gets 2'd, and then he just 2's it back, and that's the resolve. Versus now, I think what he's gonna have to do is play the 6, wait and then play another one on a separate turn if he's going for that route. Which seems like he's not. It seems like he's just playing cards and he's going to push the potential checks here. And
Yeah, I think Monarch
just...
Man probably has to think about getting the kings down at this point. Maybe? Ooh, 4.
Just goes to the draw.
The 4 could be pretty powerful here if he decides to sit on it. He could fire it off early. Avi probably wouldn't mind getting rid of some
the jacks.
jacks.
Just like his 3-2s that's sitting in hand. He's like, yeah, but I got a spare. I got backup just in case for the rainy day.
Absolutely.
But I mean, similar to the situation here, where even if Avi drops a 6, it blows away glasses, sure, but Monarch's also got that backup queen. You know that's very tempting to.
6 comes out. It's not counterable.
I think he just lets it go, right?
He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice. Yeah.
Has to let it ride. Monarch Man, I think, probably wants to get another queen out just to force it. He is almost sure that Avi has the other queen.
Or does he go for king and then a 4 for just that quick, early, not even just a check, not even bluff, just a check attempt, and see if Avi's got an answer. You have to scuttle, either scuttle down or play one of the jacks. Monarch knows that he's got all those jacks. He's probably gonna go for the queen, right? That seems like the safer play.
Yeah, I think just forcing Avi to get his queen out.
Oh, he should draw. There's one last card. Oh no, is he at hand limit?
Yeah,
he's a hand limit. Yeah, okay. So Avi gets this
Avi's
last card.
Gonna get this one. See what Monarch Man decides to do. Probably is figuring out exactly what Avi has in his hand, or up to 1 card off.
I think this last card's a 7. Pretty sure. Pretty certain this last card's a 7.
Yeah, that's not really all that worthwhile. Like, it's a good amount of points, but unfortunately you can't use the 1-off when there's an empty deck.
No, but it being in the kind of top half of the point spectrum means that it helps him represent another potential check situation against Monarch Man, if he can get a target for those jacks.
Let's see what Monarch decides to do.
Gave a little quick refresh. We're still sitting here. Monarch's taking his time to decide. I wonder if he's just kind of counting his ins and outs and seeing what the next best move is going to be. Yeah, he goes for the king. He does. Yeah, does go for that early pressure. If he drops a 4 and he forces his opponent to jack it, he's probably not too upset. But I would be shocked if he doesn't throw his queen out first before he starts throwing some potential point cards down. No reason not to slow roll once he already got to the end of that. He could just draw. Avi didn't pick up that last card.
Yeah, could draw. 7's a solid amount of points here.
I like the slow play considering it doesn't like he should, if he still has memory of what Avi's hand was when he last had his glasses up, he knows that 3 of those cards are still jacks. Yeah. Oh, he's just going for it.
He's just daring Avi to drop the 6.
Yeah, brother, that's 6.
And now
but he doesn't counter.
Now he has the queen, and Avi's hand is dead. That's actually genius. Like, force him to respond to the 6. Can counter this ace, no problem. Avi can't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
That was
right. Really well played. Wow.
Yeah, smart by Monarch Man. Good moves.
Very impressive. Here we are into game 2. It's only game 2.
Yeah, Monarch Man's up 1-0.
Yeah,
Avi
Monarch
gets an
Man
early
has
draw.
A boatload of points, and Avi has a boatload of 2s.
Draws into the 2s. That's great counters.
Yeah.
Poppy is OP, but also Avi's secret weakness. Oh, is Monarch Man playing Poppy right now? Is it old Poppy or is it post-rework Poppy? I feel like old Poppy would be the, to me it was always the S-tier Poppy. New Poppy's kind of right in their reworks.
I like New Poppy. She's great.
New Poppy's fine. New Poppy's fine. She does cool things that no one else does. She slams people half of a map away and sends them, Can't do that unless you're reverse rising somehow. But back to this game. It looks like we've got just really a solid set of just back and forth draws. Both players want to dig. Don't really feel like they've got the tempo that they need. But Monarch's sitting on two tens. I mean, those are scary.
Yeah, I feel like at some point as Monarch Man, you might just want to try and poke and prod and see what Avi wants to do here rather than just drawing up. 7 comes out. We'll see if... I don't think Avi's going to counter this.
Like he's deciding. Oh, Spud is talking about this Poppy, like the dog.
Familiar with that Poppy.
Yeah, I am too.
But Poppy looks like a good doggo.
Internet references that we don't understand?
Oh no, I'm not chronically online enough anymore.
Are we boomers?
We're internet boomers now. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. It happened.
That's a shame.
One day it happens to us, the next day it'll happen to you. Oh, Avi's dog is Poppy. Alright, there you go.
Alright, now we understand the reference.
Oh, and Monarch with the double kings again! This is just unbelievably savage.
Yeah, he's just forcing responses.
I mean, he's just got all the points in the world that if he wants to go for checks, he can. And this is not a tiny little caterpillar. This is a fully grown, beautiful monarch. This check. I mean, what do you have to? Do you scuttle down?
Yeah, scuttle down or ace.
Right,
It's
the ace
uncounterable with the ace.
But the ace just feels so bad. Yeah, it just feels bad.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he chooses the king here.
That's not the worst. That doesn't feel... You got away with the last turn. You could probably get away with it again this turn. It doesn't feel too bad. Yeah.
Yep. And there's nothing Monarch can do about it in this case.
Right.
What does Monarch want to do here? Yeah. Comes out with the 6, draws out 2 2s, hopes Avi doesn't have the next one. Does blow up his... Or no, doesn't blow up his own king. Just gets rid of the queen. Frees up that jack play for him. For Monarch Man here. 3 comes out. What's he going to go digging for? Probably the queen? Could be a 2.
I'm thinking the 2. Yeah.
Queen or 2 were the 2 options.
Obviously, yeah, I'm not threatened yet. This is, just a 6 on board. It's not scary. I'm surprised he drew. It's interesting to me that he would draw versus playing the 5, and I've seen. And again, I mean, here's a hand limit, so that makes more sense. But to me, it's always like you got a 5 in hand. Is there a reason not to?
I guess it could be countered, but like.
Sure, but then you're drawing a 2 for a 5, which is to me great. Monarch's got all 3 of the 10s. I mean, that's just. Oof.
Yeah, it's so many points. That ace 2 though, sitting in Avi's hand, could potentially draw so much value.
Yeah, I mean, both of them sitting on that ace 2 combo if they want it, and I kind of wonder if Avi might not sort of try to diversify his board and go for the king.
Yeah, certainly not a bad play at this point.
Can't draw because he's at hand limit. He's got to play something. So he goes back and does more digging. Wants to find more answers. Question is, does he go for another 2 or another king and says, "Hey, Monarch Man, that strat that worked so well for you. Let me show you something."
Yeah, just takes the 2 here, nice and safe. Yeah. Does get the glasses 8 out. Monarch Man loves these glasses.
I mean, Avi wasn't feeling pressure tempoed for enough turns that he could back-to-back 3, so Monarch Man says, yeah, I see you there. It's a similar situation with Avi. He can't draw. He's got to play a card. So the question is, what does he go for? Does he go for the... the 6 is maybe a little appealing now, just to burn the glasses. Damage is already done, but at the very least, you're not risking it in a situation where you might lose by playing a 6 and having it get countered, even though you got 2 2s sitting in hand.
Yeah, it's a bit of a slow play here in the mid game. We do have an update from the losers bracket, however. Aleph taking down Ergosa 2-0 in the losers round 2. So we still got currently the 5 people left in the tournament are the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 seeds. Monarch Man just decides to drop the 9 and say, "What you gonna do about it?"
I like the symmetry on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 seeds. I'm rooting for the 7 seed.
Yeah, always love a good upset. I mean, the 7 seed G-Man did get knocked down into the losers bracket in the first round. Took down Submarino.
I mean, talk about players who could make a run. G-Man's a player who could, go all the way. He's
another.
Been
Ergosa was one, and G-Man is the other of our players. I believe the only 2 players to win multiple tournaments, multiple season tournaments back to back. So both very good players.
And just a veteran. I mean, he's been in the community for a very long time.
Oh, absolutely. He's been around forever. Ace comes out. 2 comes out. I can't imagine he doesn't just double counter this.
Yeah, just to stop that, right?
10 comes down. What can Avi do? Oh, no.
Ooh.
That's... Oh, but the jack. The jack return play.
But with the 2. So Avi would have the option to kind of grab it back here if he wants to.
Yeah, it does force the 2 out, though.
But he can play his king and then the 8, and then that's kind of check with that 2 sitting in hand.
Yeah, very possible. 8 does come out. It looks like he might be going for that line you were talking about.
Different order, but potentially. Oh, the double aces. That's a little bit savage. He's going for it though.
So I think Monarch Man does have to
drop
scuttle
the ace, right? Or scuttle, sure. I think, considering he's got 2 aces.
Well, if he forces with the ace...
Oh, he goes for the scuttle,
yeah,
you're right.
He goes for the safe scuttle. Oh, that 10.
Oh, I mean, hey, considering Monarch Man's had 3 of the 4 10s, I think Avi's got his due,
Yeah, ace comes out. But if he counters it, there's, he can't get enough points. He can't counter the jack. Well, it would be irrelevant.
Yeah, I think you just let it go here, right? Because you hold your 2 for another day.
Oh.
No, he does counter it. He's hoping to draw into it.
I think he just drops the other ace again.
Yeah, he's got to.
That's...
in Avi's defense, not knowing what your opponent's hand is, I mean, it's a reasonable thing to try and go for it there.
Monarch Man wanted that 2 out of his hand.
Yeah. But now, I mean, it would be too slow to play this 3 for... You just got to draw, I think, at this stage. Both players, probably.
Have to, yeah.
Unless you get a 7 or a 5, right? I mean, it's just the draw game now.
Yeah, I think it's probably just cycling draw. Obviously, Monarch Man can see what Avi's hand is. Doesn't love to see that queen, though. Oh, queen's on both sides now.
Back to back. And Spud is saying when they don't know who the 7th seed is. That's right, Spud. Don't underestimate G-Man. You never know.
G-Man has pulled off some nonsense before, so... it would be unsurprising to me to see G-Man make a deep run.
Right. Oh, and he goes for the 3 for the 10. I mean, it's a little slow, but I like it. It's, it represents the highest value that's out there now. Yeah, but it's gonna be savage.
Oh, 4's on both sides.
4 back. Yep.
I think you drop the queen and the 9, maybe.
9, and then keep your 4 and use it right back. He drops his 4.
Just drops the 4. I can totally understand that. The 4 play is a little slow.
Right, and I guess he's got glasses, so it's like, I'm not too worried about these 2 cards. Doesn't see anything that was too materially threatening to him.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to tell, but I feel like Avi's a little bit up on tempo, considering the 2 face cards down on the board represent actual... Oh, not anymore.
Yep.
Just kidding.
Avi's
up on points, though, at the very least. Or up on cards at the very least, if not, not up on tempo anymore.
Thing comes out.
Knows he can drop that 8 pretty safely here. I mean, would you just do more drawing? If there's 9 cards left in the deck, you kind of want your fair share of what's left.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to drop this 5 here, as Monarch Man. That just makes the most sense.
I mean, I'll have to talk all he wants about this.
3 and a queen? Or no, 3 and a 2?
For
what he had in his hand. In any case, has the 2 now for some kind of a response. Could wall up with the queen. Feels there's not enough threat, able to go for that free 3.
I think Monarch Man's been sitting on that
jack. Interesting.
Because he's got the queen. He knows.
He's got the queen, and all the other queens are
all the
out.
other ones are burned. Yeah.
Yeah. So making Avi
All the
think
sixes
like
burned too. They are. Look at that. That's clever. Look at Monarch Man. Like it.
yeah.
The thing though is Avi does have some small. Oh, he gets the jack back at him. The question is, Monarch's got to drop the queen first.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
There you go.
You always want to drop that queen first, and Monarch Man clearly got the memo.
And so I think that as Avi, you probably drop your 7 to your lowest suited 7 to start. Go for the spade. Or excuse me, that's yeah. Reverse
Go for
order.
club.
It's highest. Go for club, right?
Or does he just want to pass? Does he think he can't, even with the amount of points he has? Does have the ace to drop a nuke on all the points cards, but if Monarch Man just sits with his 2s, with his 2,
let his card get jacked, 9 the queen, jack back before he can drop it.
yeah, that
Like,
could be a
there.
line for sure.
I think he's got to go with the lowest, not the ace, but the lowest point card, lowest value card, and sitting in hand. Oh, Avi passes. All right, doesn't want to risk it.
See what Monarch Man decides to do here. Does he just want to pass? Does he want to force Avi to make the decision to either stalemate or not? Monarch Man is up 1-0, so does have a game to kind of play a little loose with.
My question is there a reason to save the 4? Would it not behoove him to just drop that as a discard right now? I don't like. You don't care if it gets countered. It's not what's getting you to 21.
Yeah, I think dropping the 4 here is quite powerful, especially because there is no more drawing in this game.
Right.
So,
and I think that at the end of the day, it is a draw. Like, if he goes that route, it would lead to a draw. Avi probably drops 2 of his 7s. Avi plays 1 of his 7s. It gets scuttled by Monarch, or it gets stolen. If it gets stolen, then Avi has a chance with bouncing the queen and jacking back. But if it doesn't get stolen and it's just a scuttle, then it's scuttle, 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 and then neither player has enough points to win.
yeah.
So let's see. I think that this is another. Looks to me like, unless someone makes a mistake, we're leading up to another draw here.
Yeah, I think probably we're heading towards a draw here. Still waiting on Monarch Man. I'm gonna do a quick refresh. Yeah, still Monarch Man's turn. What they decide to do here.
I think Monarch Man, it's similar to a lot of the other veterans. Is very methodical play. Knows at this point, has probably a pretty good mental image of the cards that have been played and the cards that are left in the deck. I'm guessing Monarch's trying to run through the different paths to see, is there an out, or is this just the draw? I think that'd be the hesitation on just not, at least for me, not slamming down that 4 as a discard immediately. It's just to run through each of the paths and see.
Yeah.
But you know me. I mean, I'm gonna play this game like I'm playing Call of Duty. Just W key in and throw the 4 down. Just see what happens. Roll the dice.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Monarch Man decides. I think maybe he just decides to go with no, just drops the 10, says, come at me. I wonder if he's trying to bait out the ace.
The ace, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the ace is the only, he can't scuttle it, he can't jack it. The ace is the only play, but it gets countered. So it's...
The thing about it is, even if the ace gets countered, does he really care all that much?
I think
he doesn't want to play his own cards. He doesn't want to play any of his own point cards before he plays that ace. So I think you're right in the sense that he plays the ace first here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ace gets countered here for sure.
Right.
No question in my mind. And then Monarch Man has enough points just to drop him, and they deal with it.
No, because Avi's got the scuttle for it.
Yeah, I guess this is
He
yeah,
drops
this is
a
a
9,
draw.
Avi scuttles. He drops an 8, Avi scuttles. He drops a 4, Avi scuttles. Avi would need to drop one of his 9s. A Monarch would need to jack the 9. Avi would not need to not jack it, like not do the bounce and jack back play. Or well, actually, you know what? If he jacked it with that queen, he can't. The 9 couldn't even bounce. Right, the 9 would have to bounce the queen, and Monarch would win then.
Yeah. So the
So
only
Avi just
winning
has to
move
not
for
play a
Avi
point.
is just not to play anything,
Yeah.
despite the
Or 9
ridiculous
the queen
number
now.
of points in his hand.
Right. Does he see that line? That's the question.
Or he could just bounce the queen now, and try and force
Yeah.
out something.
Right.
He has
I
2
think
9s.
If I were in Avi's shoes, knowing that Monarch Man passed, to me that would be the tell. Your opponent just passed. He's waiting on you to make a move so that he can grab something. You just pass it back and say, "All right, that's it," because you don't.
Let's see
Are
what
making-
Avi decides to do here.
Making new rule: if you get to the end of the scrap pile, all remaining cards get shuffled back into the deck, and you can start drawing again.
That would mean that our games would take even longer.
Chaos and madness. Yeah, but we wouldn't have ties, or at least there wouldn't. I think it would, for the situation to lead to a tie, it would be the most ridiculous stalemate of like back and forth. Perfect hands in the world. I guess it's the over under on it. What's going to make the tournament take longer? Ties and decision making on turns, or running through a deck 3 times before somebody gets the combo that they need.
I think a turn timer is not a terrible idea. 'Cause some of these matches do get a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, as someone who plays a lot of chess, I think that's to me that's where the idea came from, and it's just I think to put somebody on a clock when they think changes how they approach, the game. And
Yeah, definitely a recommendation to be considered here and there. Right now, I think no other matches are going on. We're just waiting for this one to finish up. So.
Looks like it's correct.
Yep, the next 3 matches are all hinging on this one. So. Avi's still thinking, or being distracted by Doug, which is always reasonable.
Is Poppy named after Poppy, or is Poppy named after Poppy? That's the real question.
Which Poppy is who? Who is the real Poppy?
Are you the original Poppy? How will we ever know two of them apart? God forbid they ever got in the same room together.
Yep, it would be very confusing between a Yordle and a dog.
I'm half blinded on my glasses. I wouldn't be able to tell.
All right, come on.
I don't blame Avi. It's these matches are important. This is a pivotal moment in deciding, and Avi coming into this as first seed didn't get here because he, rushed into this. Same with Monarch in 4th seed. Neither of them are where they are today out of lack of patience to make the right decision.
Yeah, that's for sure. I guess there's a reason that I don't play in tournaments anymore, just because I'm looking at it and saying, just pass.
Yeah, right. I was sitting there thinking, if I'm Monarch Man, just slam down that 4. Go, just do it. Who cares? Don't even read through the different paths. But that's the reason I'm not playing, is because I can't count up to 21. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
My great shame. I need my fingers.
I keep looking at this. I've been playing a lot of Balatro lately, and I'm like, ooh, full house.
Oh man,
there's 777s, double 9s. Oh, fantastic!
Right, while we're sitting here for 2 seconds, let's pitch another amazing card game. Balatro is the newest, hypest thing that I've touched. Thank you for recommending that. If anyone hasn't gone out there, it's on Steam. It's a single developer game similar to Stardew Valley. And similar to Olive's well, not anymore. Olive's Cuttle project started as Olive, the single developer, but has now grown to a team of very helpful people. Some of, most of which we'll give shout outs to at a later time. But going back to Balatro, that game is another card game for folks interested in games like this. Would highly, highly, highly recommend looking into Balatro.
Yeah, Balancho's fantastic. It's my current hyperfixation, that's for sure. And if you like poker and roguelikes, good thing to pick up. Not very expensive, I think, either. 15 or 20 bucks.
No, and for those of you out there who have something like a Steam Deck or one of the similar, I think Asus and MSI all have similar products to the Steam Deck that's out there now. If you have one of those devices, Balatro runs amazingly on that. My wife and I were in Montreal, and I'll be damned if I didn't get yelled at a little bit for, we were end of the day hanging out in the hotel, and I may or may not have been playing Balatro on my Steam Deck. It's quality time. We're still hanging out together. We're in the hotel room. We're just, just playing some cards.
Yeah. Let me see if there's any.
It looks. Speaking of other card game passion projects out there, another one that kind of came out. This is a little bit of an older one, but Hand of Fate. Another roguelite card game. I'd say that one kind of had a little bit more of a tabletop D&D feel to it. Toph, I think I remember you played that a little bit, right?
Which one? Sorry.
Hand of Fate. 1 or 2, either or.
No, I don't think I really played that one.
Okay. It had a nice D&D vibe to it. It was cards, and there were, there was the kind of similar, do the math and try to predict and read and blah 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 for what might come up, but certainly it had more of the Dungeons and Dragons you're at a tabletop engaging in a story across a board vibe, more than just just a card, solely a card game. Not to be intrusive, but please hold, folks. I'm gonna go jump into the. Oh, it looks like Olive actually is checking in with Avi and Monarch Man now just to see how their game is going.
Yeah, I was just messaging with Aleph, and he's saying he's not sure what's happening, so he's gonna check in. So we'll see what's going on and whether it's an issue or an out of game thing going on. Always possible. Life loves to interfere. Everybody is playing from their homes and playing online, so it's always possible that something came up. Somebody left a pot of macaroni on the stove for too long. The 7 comes out from Avi. This gives Monarch Man a huge opportunity.
Right? Gives him the chance.
Just
he goes for
it.
the scuttles instead.
Wants more. Greedy.
Avi goes for his next 7. Yeah, speaking to your point, if real life stuff comes up for, Avi's case, you sweat through your entire first shirt in that game with Argosa, down to the wire, and you need to change shirts. I absolutely would not blame you. That was a tight one.
Yeah, for sure. Avi plays down another 7. Jack comes out.
Yeah, and really drew.
8 comes out.
And yeah, I guess that's
it. That's going to be a stalemate. Nothing anybody can do about that one.
1-0-1. Back to Monarch Man with 1 and a draw otherwise.
Yep. All right, well, let's get ourselves set to go into the next game. Double Jack sitting there for Monarch Man.
But Avi with 2 5s. We've talked about the strength of 5s, but I would be excited to see that. That represents a lot of draw value. And a king and a queen out of it. You can't really ask for that much more. Unless you're Aleph and you'd say, well, you could have started with a queen in hand and then just drawn a king instead. You know what, Aleph? You can jump in here when it's your turn to say that. Joining in 3, 2, 1. I'm just kidding. And Monarch goes to the 6th. He does not want to see that queen down. I don't blame him. That thing is a real potential blocker to 3 jacks. It's just, again, with Avi, these super low point value cards though. Aces 2, 3, 4, no 10s on his side, whereas Monarch's kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum. 6, 10, 7, you know, it's strong for Monarch if he wants to push tempo. And jacking a 4, I mean, that would be cheeky, but it's tempting, you know. It puts, right? It's a nice little check, and I think at this point Avi's just gonna go for the queen. No, interesting. He goes to the 6, but I don't know. I mean, I guess you drop 2 of Monarch's cards, but with Monarch having almost a full hand, he's the pick of the litter as to what he's losing. Oh, and he counters it. Wow. I'm gonna be honest, this is not the line that I saw from either player. I don't hate it. It's just surprising to me that they. Right, just to be safe. I mean, he's still not at hand limit though. He could draw again. Nah. Right. And then 5 to get back to your hand limit. That seems reasonable to me. Right, especially with all those jacks that you have in hand, and you don't really want to jack a 4, but the more turns you're sitting on 3 jacks, and with you now being in check, it is tempting. Especially with your opponent having a king down. Also, you know, if a 6 gets dropped, it's kind of like, who cares? And you can jack without fear of a reprisal from a 2 because you've got that queen. If I were Monarch here, I'm still tempted to jack the 3. There's 4, excuse me. Yep, there he goes.
Yep, just decides to take that 4 from.
And I mean, poor Avi, like if he had any other hand, he would actually be able to threaten another check here, and it would kind of be like, oh, am I gonna spend another jack on a stupid low value? But like, no, he just doesn't. He won't have to.
Monarch Man. Actually, both of them kind of sitting in awkward hands. Like,
yeah,
Avi has nothing to steal, and Monarch Man only has theft.
But with that 7 in Monarch's hand, he does have that check, and I kind of like that route because it puts the onus on. Oh, but he goes for the 7 as a 1-off. Oh, do it again. Do it again.
Do it again, Monarch Man. No fun.
I gotta wonder why not, right? Because you still would have seen another card afterwards. So if you wanted the 9, you could have played the 7 as a 1-off again. If your opponent didn't 2 the last one, they're not gonna 2 this one, right? I mean, it's check, so that's nice for Monarch Man. You can't hate on it. But I guess it would have been more risk if you'd thrown the other 7 down, I suppose. Oh, that's another 5-point scuttle exchange, a 9 for a 4. Monarch's got to be. If I were Monarch, I'd be ready to throw down this 6 right here. Yeah, but why not throw down that 6? I mean, you know your opponent just desperation got rid of your 4 with a 9 when you didn't even have threat a check. You know, you're just a 4 on the table. Hmm. Do you think he's trying to bring the jacks into play? Is the main hope?
Yeah, I mean, it is a third of his hand right now, so it is a major part of what he can do.
Yeah.
Double kings versus king.
Well, it's unfortunate, but it seems like your only option, right, is to play that
just
6.
Nuke it all.
Yeah, poor Monarch.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I think they're still in fairly even hands. That 2 for Avi does definitely pull it towards his favor.
You see them both are just drawing right back up. I mean, they're sprinting the end of this deck, and they both want to get as much value out of it as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 comes out. I think that's fairly easy.
Right, just let it go through and drop maybe your ace.
Yeah, ace 3. Yeah, I think that's
slower cards.
Makes a lot of sense. I might have even considered getting rid of the 7 just to 3 something back, but you know, I can understand why you might not want that as such a slow play. Let's see what Monarch decides to pull.
Do you think he goes for a 4 here and he just says, you know, you're gonna have a bad time? No, he goes for the 2. That seems safer, smarter.
I mean, 4s are twice as good as 2s.
I know, and I'm a hateful, spiteful player. So if I were in his, and that's why I'm not in his shoes, because I'm not in this tournament. But if I were in his shoes, I would have been very tempted to just throw another 4 down.
Yeah, I definitely have done, start the game with 2 4s and a 3,
Right,
and my
you're
first
like,
3 turns are 4 4 3 for a 4.
3 again, yeah. It's like, hey man, I'm sorry, but neither of us are gonna have fun this game.
Yeah, it's like, I hope you didn't want to actually play anything in your hand, because you're not.
I'm a Magic Blue player. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah, basically. I'm a mill deck.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Oh no. Yeah. Rogue and Hearthstone.
Yep. Did you want cards? No. No cards for you.
What was the Oracle, the Murloc Oracle? That sound. Oh my god, I'll never get that. That's etched into my brain. Horrible sound.
Murlocs.
Yeah.
Oh, Hearthstone.
Yeah, Blizzard got me once with World of Warcraft, and then they made it even worse with Hearthstone. You never would have thought they'd make it the Murloc sound be more invasive.
See here, it's 6.
Hesitating on the 6. I think this makes sense. This 2, you can get a lot of value.
Yeah, I think the 2 is more versatile, but it does force out the 2 on Avi's side. That's pretty valuable for Monarch Man. I think Monarch Man's okay with that one.
Yeah, I think so too. How many 2s do we have left? This is the thing. I mean, there can't be that many, right? Yeah, it's the last one sitting in Monarch's hand. So unless he draws one, Monarch's sitting pretty with the last one. Actually, you know what? There might not even be a 3. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's 1 3 left. That's the last. That's the. Oh no, Monarch's got it. Monarch can have all the 2s if he wants.
Yeah, Monarch.
Oh, and Avi, I guess like this is just a deny. That makes sense.
I think so. I think it's just a deny. Which, hey, denying a 10 is pretty big.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to see what's gonna happen here.
I think Avi will threaten check with one of his the lower, throw his 8 down and hope for the best, or passes and hopes to jack something. He goes check with his highest value cards. Nice.
Yeah, and then Avi's probably gonna jack back here.
I think I would just be I'd be tempted to just play a different point card.
Yeah, I think Avi,
right?
It's pretty easy to figure out what's in your opponent's hand at this point in the game.
At this point, yeah.
So, actually, I was talking to Aleph, and he was saying something about, maybe make the hands revealed when the deck is empty.
Oh, interesting. So that
there is
do the math.
You can do the math anyway and figure it out, but it's a lot faster if you could just see it.
Yeah.
Because there's no hidden information there anyway. So.
Right. I think a part of my incentive of wanting to add a timer is that the player has to do the calculations quickly on the fly in the container of their turn, or if they're smart, they can think ahead and use their opponent's turn to do some of the calculations.
Yeah, definitely a thing. We've had some pretty long games here. Glasses 8 comes back out. Monarch Man loves his 8s, man.
I'm so surprised. Isn't that just the win? Am I missing something?
Yeah, that's just game.
Why wouldn't he scuttle?
Yeah, I'm not sure. An interesting.
Is that a misclick? That was a misclick, right?
It might have been.
Hearts to clubs? That must have been a misclick. I think that was a misclick. Because hearts to clubs, that should have just been an easy scuttle.
Yeah, could have been a misclick, but.
Yeah, but there we go. I mean, the way the
1-1
is that, yeah.
So
unfortunate for Monarch Man.
Potentially the deciding game there. Monarch Man starting out with a 5, very nice, just to draw. Has so many jacks again.
Seriously.
But Avi has double 4s. Monarch Man has one himself, so we'll see.
Right.
Who decides to fire off the first 4 here.
And they both have 2s if they want to kind of go back and forth on countering it a little bit, but I just can't imagine that. Ooh, he plays this for what is a bait to try and see if he'll jack it for a check. That's an interesting bait. And now the jack is
jacking the 4 now is kind of pointless.
Doesn't do anything. Yeah.
You're better off just playing the 7 and winning.
Right.
2 comes out. 2 probably comes out from Avi as well.
Back to back.
Yeah, just clears it right out.
Yeah,
Now
Monarch was
you
just
could
pushing
jack the
through for his
4
own.
and not
Right.
really feel too bad about it.
Yep, still gives you. It's a bluff, but it still gives you a check.
Yep.
Is he gonna go for that king? He's just gonna say, you know what?
No,
I'm pretty
gets the
close.
2
No,
back.
gets the 2.
I can't. Avi potentially does the same thing. Nope,
king,
just drops
right,
the king and says, "Yeah, I've got a 10." And
Not even-
Monarch Man says,
not even worried about
"Doesn't
bluffing."
matter. Go ahead,
Yeah.
play your 10, see what happens." This forces him to scuttle his own 4. I think you consider dropping the 4 on him as Monarch Man
Right,
here.
just bluff again.
Nope, just
Goes for a 7.
goes for it.
That's
Ace
a weird.
comes out.
Right, I feel like you could have gotten the same thing accomplished by dropping the 4. It still gives you the same.
I think you
Bluff.
maybe consider one-offing the 4 there, and just making Avi pick 1 card to keep.
Oh, but no, he just goes for the draw, and now that's it. Drops the 10, and he wins.
Yeah,
There you go.
and so that's gonna be it.
That's it for Monarch Man. 2-1-1.
Yep, Monarch Man taking it, which means that Monarch Man will play against Baby Jamie, number 4 seed versus number 3 seed.
And it looks like
Or-
Avi will play against, I believe, G-Man. Is that correct?
Yeah, G-Man in the losers bracket round 2. So we will see when people get into those games. Oh, is it best of 5? I don't think it's best of 5. No, it is not best
No,
of 5.
best of 3.
Best of 5 is semifinal. So the Baby Jamie versus
Yeah.
Monarch Man match will be a best of 5.
Same with the upcoming after this next. So G-Man will play against Avi, and then the winner of that will play against Aleph, and that round with Aleph will also be a best of 5.
Yep.
Which is interesting. I feel like in the losers bracket, we probably should have kept that to best of 3, and then the losers finals be best of 5.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
losers round 3, like losers round 4 is quarterfinals, then semifinals, then so now we have like a round best of 5 that's like 4 quarterfinals. No, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all right. We've been doing this for a while, and we may consider, changing it out again. We've been talking about different.
I don't even remember. Did we do best? Yeah, sure. So while we wait, is this I believe time for our 5-minute break, or are we going to?
I think
Try to
we can
jump
take
right
a
into the next
5-minute
one.
break and just let some of the matches begin here, and we can jump into them as we go, because we do have a losers bracket game match that does need to catch up. The winner of Avi versus G-Man will play Aleph 1 in the losers round 3. It does not appear that anybody is even making a game right now, so I think we have time for a few minutes of break here. Run to the bathroom and all of that good stuff.
Refill your coffee, refill your water.
Yep. Gonna put in that we're
And I'm gonna refill my coffee. And we'll be back in 5 minutes.
I'll be back in a few minutes. Take a little break, and we'll see.
Recover your
where we get
banhammer
to.
arm.
Hmm?
recover your banhammer arm.
Yep. Gotta ice it after that one. But,
Yeah,
we'll be back
reload
in a few.
it, cock it again.
All right, I am back. I'm sure Dr. Dulcimer will be back shortly. Oh. Huh. Let's. There we go. Cool. So I am back. Dr. Dulcimer will be back shortly, but I'm gonna hop into this match and just get the cast going. This is Baby Jamie versus Monarch Man. Best of 5 winners bracket semifinals. Monarch Man on the bottom of your screen, Baby Jamie on the top. Got King Queen sitting on Baby Jamie's side, King and a 5, well, formerly a 5 on Monarch Man's side, now on Baby Jamie's side. Got a full royal family over there. 7 comes out from Monarch Man to Scuttle. See. 3s and 2s in Baby Jamie's hand, not all that exciting. King Queen on both sides. 2 comes out. Just doesn't want to deal with that queen. What does Monarch Man want to do here? Does he just punch it? No. Plays it slow. So let's see. Nine comes out, gets scuttled. Baby Jamie drawn up. Both players drawn up. Throwing up the draw engine. Double kings on Baby Jamie, or on Monarch Man's side. 2 comes out. Monarch Man's keeping the pressure on him, forcing out resources. Oh, triple 10s in hand for Monarch Man. Pretty huge. 3 comes out, 2 comes back into Baby Jamie's hand. Needs that resource. Able to find 2 turns to use it. 8 comes out. 5 comes off from Baby Jamie. Oh, double 4s. Oh no. Monarch Man does not like to see that. 10 comes out. Ace. Another 10. I think the 2 might have to come out to stop the king here. Yep, sure does. Monarch Man just putting his foot to the floor. Baby Jamie can drop the 4 to just knock out Monarch Man's hand and try and find an answer in the next few turns of draws. Monarch Man gets enough. Let's see. What can Baby Jamie do? Can play the 4 again. No, goes for the 3, and that's going to be it for game 1. Plays the jack, or pulls the jack back. That's going to be game 1. Going over to Monarch Man. Monarch Man showing up. Double 4s, 6, 8, 9, king here. 4 Baby Jamie, 10, Queen, Jack, Jack, 10, 5, ace. 5 comes out for the double draw. Queen pulled from Baby Jamie. Another 5. Lots of draw here for Monarch Man. He has got the value right now. Let's see. 5 goes off again for Monarch Man. Loves those glasses. Man's got to see. Queen comes out from Baby Jamie. Let's see. Oh, I was muted. Let's see. 10 on the board. 4 comes out, drops a 6 and an ace from Monarch Man. My apologies for being muted. 4 comes out again from Baby Jamie. Ace Jack, maybe? Yep. No, 3 Jack. Draws back up. Baby Jamie drops the king. The glasses jokes in the player chat are popping off. It's quite funny. I think Monarch Man is having a little fun between matches with the glasses jokes, or somebody else is. Got a 6 coming out, nukes it all. Monarch Man just doesn't want that Queen King out there. Nice 777. 777s and double 9s here for Baby Jamie. Pulls a 2. That could be really critical here in the later stages of this game. Seven comes out from Baby Jamie. Probably doesn't even... He wants the 2, but he just takes it to prevent Monarch Man from taking it from him. Let's see. Monarch Man just drops it and says, yeah, check. What you gonna do? Ace for points. Deep for wood. Oh, and there it goes. Getting this +6 on the scuttle, though. That's pretty nice. You love to see that. 10 comes down. Daring Baby Jamie. Nope, but he has it. I imagine the 9 comes down next. No, plays the 6, trying to draw out some more resources with the lower value cards. Gets a +1 on that. Not too bad for Baby Jamie, but Monarch Man is running out of steam here. He could always jack the 2, I suppose. It would get him there.
We are back, and it looks like in the meantime we have Monarch Man and Baby Jamie have some action. It looks like we might have Monarch Man up 1-0.
Yep, I've actually been casting for just a minute or two, so
And right now we've got Baby Jamie sitting with a 2 out on the board.
oh, I was muted in Discord. I actually have
Indeed.
been. I have been casting it just for a moment or a minute or two. So my apologies. I've been mute. I have so many tabs open that I missed one of my mutes. In any case,
And I'm talking over you.
yeah,
Perfect.
It's all good. These things happen when you have 3,000 things going on. So 4 comes out from Monarch Man. This has been a pretty big brawl. They've just been going back and forth.
Seeing that 2 on the board makes me chuckle. I can't imagine the 7 that led to that situation.
Yeah, that's exactly what led to that situation.
Mm-hmm.
is a 7, and it was a 2 and a 4, and he decided to take the 2 away.
Yep. Monarch Man with a nice potential check there. It was a bluff, but it was a nice check there.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be happy with Baby Jamie if you see that check. Oh no. Well, now you know what his options are, so you're safe to draw here at the very least, if nothing else. Could draw, could bounce the jack.
Yeah, I think you can draw this turn and then bounce the jack next
Bounce
turn.
the next turn, right? Or even maybe not bother and just see what you get, and
you could always
like,
just drop the 4 and say, I don't care what you have.
Yeah, even if the 2, it's gone either way.
Yep.
What I don't like about this though is that just gives Monarch Man just another turn to draw, and you've kind of effectively like, you just reset. Now you don't have your 4. You know, now your opponent still has 1 more card. Now you have to draw, which means you've kind of lost the tempo there, so to speak.
Yeah, I think you could consider bouncing the jack and then the next turn playing the 4,
right,
to get more value. But I don't.
Right.
I think just. Oh, the jack! That's huge.
Of course, you know your opponent's gonna get a 10 out of it, but
I think that qualifies as 7 saves your life.
that does qualify. I think a 7 saves your life.
Where is it?
Really, either way with it too, because you could have taken the 10 to.
Yeah, to 10 to scuttle either way, but
Yeah.
So that was a really strong 7 into options. The 3 for Baby Jamie is really not going to help him much, though.
It's way too slow in this situation.
Yeah, he needs some tempo, and Monarch Man has the points. Baby Jamie can't know it, but Monarch Man has so much power in his hand. Just in
Right, but I mean,
points.
at that point, it would seem kind of like what does Baby Jamie have? Is he just gonna, if you drop your points here, you're just gonna get wrecked by incoming whatever 2 ace jack again. I don't know if the last jack is in the scrap pile or not. It might be at this point.
3 comes out. He just has to hope.
That's it for Monarch Man.
Yeah, that's all he had to do is just play his points, and it was just too strong of a position. Monarch Man goes up 2-0 off the rip, and it looks like we have got our already got the losers round 2 game done while we were on our break, and while this has been going on, Avi took down G-Man. Cinderella run is over. We have only the top 4 seeds remaining, 1, 2, 3, and 4, but 4 and 3 are in the winners bracket, and 2 and 1 are currently playing in the losers round 3 match, which will also be a best of 5.
Right.
And the winner of that losers match will play the loser of this match in the losers finals. King Queen out from Baby Jamie right off the
4
rip.
cuts your hand in half.
Yeah, that's a really nice time to have a 4.
The
double 10s though. Oh,
yeah,
my
especially
word.
with that king.
Yeah, I think
There's a nice check from Baby Jamie. Monarch Man.
I think that's
really
it.
only option
There's nothing
ace.
he can do. Yeah, ace gets 2'd, and that's going to be it. Baby Jamie's going to take this on like turn 7.
Yeah.
No, 2-1. Baby Jamie giving him a counter punch.
Right.
Baby Jamie sitting with double queens king. Oh, and a jack 2. Man, that's a lot of power. But the Monarch Man is sitting on triple 6s too. So he has got some chutzpah as well.
Which is interesting that he plays the king down so early, knowing that he's gonna have one of the 6s. But this check is
he's just forcing a response here. Baby Jamie has to consider: does he want to go for the 6? Does he go for the jack? How does he want to play this?
I think you go for the 6 scuttle, right? It's the cheapest of the options.
6 scuttle, yeah, absolutely. No, goes for the 7 scuttle. Wants to keep the power of the 6. Another 6 comes out and says, I hope you got more.
7 again.
Does he go for the Yes, he does.
Yep, there it is. Baby Jamie just kind of chuckling. Like, well, if we're going to get all the 6s out early, I guess, now I know. Goes to the 8 instead. Wow.
Yeah, really wants that power to clear.
But it's weird considering he's got the, the handful of face cards. Kind of only, it's like, in a way, to me at least, anti-synergy with the rest of his hand.
A little bit, yes. But I think he wants to be able to give himself a get out of jail card with the king on board. Queen comes right back down. Monarch Man in an interesting position here.
Right.
4 comes out.
Does he drop his own 4, or does he save that to 4 in kind?
I think
that would be my play.
you drop the ace and the 4 here. That's what I think, but we'll see what Baby Jamie decides to do. I could understand holding on to the 4, but like getting rid of a 9 instead, just that doesn't feel very good. It's not like you have a 5 or a 3 that you're like, yeah, I can get rid of that instead. That's fine. If
you go ace and 6 and then 4 in return, to me that just feels a tad stronger. But hey, I mean you've got this queen sitting down, and Monarch Man, I played that queen the turn after I played my 10. Oof.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate there.
Yeah.
I think Monarch Man, can get the scuttle, just barely. Scuttle.
But Baby Jamie still got check. Yeah, look at that. And
ace comes out, but cannot be countered. So
right.
Oh, that 4.
That 4 is gonna be devastating. And right now, he doesn't go for it. Does Baby Jamie go for it? No, neither of them. They're being so nice holding onto these 4s.
So gentlemanly in this match.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is. But Monarch's probably gonna counter it here, right? I mean, you could.
No. Lets it ride.
Let it go.
Drops the 3 and the 4. Keeps the 2 in hand. The jack is not helpful.
Jamie goes for check.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be all she wrote for this game, and Baby Jamie brings it right back 2-2.
I think not choosing to 2 during that discard, because then he could have forward back.
Yeah. I think both players dropped the chance to counter 4, and
right. Early when they did
haunting them both a little bit.
Yeah. And now Baby Jamie's saying not to learn my lesson from last round, but here's the 4.
Here comes the 4.
This is match point, right? 2 and 2, they're all tied up unless they get a tie.
So winner of this moves on to the grand finals. Or the grand finals. If I remember, isn't Baby Jamie the one who's saying something like he believes he's cursed? He hasn't gotten past quarterfinals or something like that in the past. That's very possible.
Is that Baby Jamie or is that somebody else? He's made a great run today.
Yeah, absolutely. Has been playing super well.
Beating Submarino, beating Olive, 2 very tough opponents.
Yeah, winning against Submarino 2-0 and against Olive 2-1, and currently tied up 2-2 here in the winners semifinals.
Have we seen a 2-2 tied up where it's kind of a match point for either player? I don't recall having one of these. This might be a first for.
I think we've had 1 or 2 in previous tournaments, but
here's check from Baby Jamie, and I don't think Monarch has an answer.
He can
get his 2. Yeah, he got his check back. There you go.
Yeah, just get rid of that.
Yep.
Ace comes out, and I think Monarch Man's kind of okay with that one. I think he dropped the 4.
He's got another. Right, got another potential check.
Just giving him the threats though. Oh, the top deck. Oh, the 4. That might be painful.
He goes for the 2 on the king instead, right? Safer.
But Spud says that was Baby Jamie who said that they were cursed. So
yeah.
Thank you for the verification. I'm glad we've got chat backing us up. A 4 in hand for Baby Jamie. Jack for Monarch Man. Not really doing him any favors here.
I mean, I like it. I would be happy to see that if I'm playing a game where I've already got points on, But it goes for the. I'm surprised Baby Jamie didn't draw again. Wait until he got another card and then drop the 4. We saw the same thing last round where.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was last match where they could have gotten a little bit more value out of that.
Yeah, I understand both sides of it.
Not wanting to fear the 2.
I think Monarch Man's got it in the bag now. It's just Baby
10
Jamie
and
didn't
7,
draw the
yeah.
cards he needed to get out of it.
Well, actually, there you go. Monarch Man gets
And
it.
there it is. Monarch Man taking the W. Wow, and we've
3-2-0.
got a 2-2. We're just going to jump right into Avi versus Aleph here because they're also at 2-2 in their match. Match point. Either way. Avi got a 4 on the field, and Aleph with the queen.
And two
double
twos.
twos. Ugh.
Yeah.
Man alive, that's a strong hand. Looks like we just missed a cataclysmic event, and now they're drawing back up to reload the weaponry to see what they can unload at each other next time.
Yeah, it looks like Avi did bait a scuttle from a 4 for a 7, so that's pretty good on his side. It looks like at one point he did have tempo, but from what we're seeing now, to me it kind of looks like Aleph's in a little bit of a better spot.
Yeah, King Queen on board, those jacks sitting in Avi's hand, just absolutely doing diddly squat.
Happy to get rid of that too, though.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
Like,
Doesn't get him where he needs to
Aleph
be.
will do that trade every day of the week. I think you do this
and
one.
now
Yeah,
it
that's just
seems
it.
like you two that,
and
and
Aleph
that's
is
it.
going to
Aleph
take it
takes it.
right there. Bang. And both
Down
of
to the
our
wire.
best of fives just immediately dropping down. So we've got Baby Jamie, the 3rd seed, versus Aleph 1, the 2 seed, in our losers
Again.
final.
They'll face off again, and last time it was Baby Jamie 2-1. Can he do it again, or will Aleph get his redemption match?
Get the salty run back, and Monarch Man waiting for the winner of this match. There is a bracket reset, so or at least I'm pretty sure there is. The Monarch Man, whoever comes up, Baby Jamie or Aleph against Monarch Man would have to win 2 best of 5s in a row to
correct.
take him down. But Monarch Man is in a super powerful position right now, and here we go. Game 1 of the losers finals best of 5. Baby Jamie on the bottom of your screen, Aleph on the
Aleph
top.
with the 2 twos. Where's that shuffler, Aleph? What you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, Aleph, those 5s are looking pretty solid, man.
Mm-hmm. No reason not to use it.
Yeah, absolutely not in that situation. King comes out from Aleph. Baby Jamie's hand has a ton of points, but not really a lot of reactions. Can't really interact with the board state besides making his point total go up.
Got all the opportunities in the world to scuttle things, as long as
Yeah, 8's gonna have to come out to scuttle that.
Right.
A little bit of value from Aleph.
See the 9 here as well, right?
Yeah, I think he just used the 9 of clubs here just in case.
Don't worry about 2s or anything, and then now is where it gets ugly. Aleph counters, and that's game 1 to Aleph, it looks like.
Yeah, like turn 6.
Yeah. Aleph with, like you said,
Aleph
a banger of a hand.
on the warpath here.
Goes with the 5 right at the gate because it's such an amazing card. No reason not to. For those out of the loop, we've had a recent beta. We're going to change potential conversations of changing the 5 because some feel it's underpowered, underwhelming, and so the proposed change would be to make the 5 draw 3 cards, but at the cost of discarding 1 card before you could draw the 3. And there's some other, how would that work with no cards in hand and such, but one thing that Aleph has been a big proponent of changing in the last few months.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting to watch the conversation going on. Seems like a lot of people like the change. Baby Jamie, though, absolutely in the driver's seat here.
Right.
Right up until that ace happens. And now nobody's in the driver's seat.
But it still has options if you, he's got clear with that ace and the 6. Seeing Aleph with 2 twos again makes me kind of scratch my head as to what that shuffler's doing, but would you playing 8 cards? It could have happened. Totally reasonable. It's not a statistical anomaly.
I need a Aleph shuffler in my Balatro games, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, just give me all the 2s every time. I'll play full house.
4 of a kind, 5 of a kind. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it. 9 comes out, scuttled away
immediately. And it's closer to trading value for that one. And Baby Jamie's gotten more value out of the past few scuttles.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see Olive drawing versus using that 7. I mean, I guess he wants to get up to his hand limit and give himself as many options as he can before having to force that 7 out versus just picking up a card in hand.
Yeah, I think Aleph kind of prefers to use the 7 as a I need to hit
choice.
Something here.
Right.
Like, I don't have a great play, so I'm going to use this to potentially pull one.
Yep.
7 comes out from Baby Jamie, though. And
2
that's
that
exactly why
king.
probably Aleph isn't doing that.
2 for that king is pretty tempting, though.
Yeah, I think you just 2 the king here. That's pretty free. If Aleph wants to blow one of his 2s to counter that,
Right,
but
he
he doesn't need to. He's got another king in hand.
I think with him having 8 cards, though, he goes for the 7 back at Baby Jamie.
Oh, actually, Aleph couldn't have
got a-
even countered that because of the queen on board. I always forget about the
Right.
queen. Yeah,
Right.
so there's nothing Aleph can do about that. He just had to watch his... Oh
no.
No.
Didn't want to draw the jack. Get something else. Hey, Aleph, how about 1 point?
Yeah, Aleph is probably not thrilled about 1 point.
But you know he's chuckling to himself.
Yeah,
about
he's
it right
just
now.
like, well, you know,
He's like, I'm getting ready to draw both 10s, and then this will be relevant. Aleph in his positive
draws
mentality.
1 though.
He gets right. He's just looking for the other one. Does he smack it down just in case?
6
this
comes
is good.
out.
This is
Absolutely,
great value.
yeah, absolutely worthwhile
counter it.
counter for
Yeah.
Baby Jamie. Baby Jamie immediately throws down that 3, wants that 2 back in hand ASAP.
Right, and Aleph's like staring at that queen like, oh, this 2's getting me nothing. Do I maybe do it? Or does he just go back for that 6 and tries it again? Knowing that Aleph took his 2 back.
forcing the value out of Baby Jamie. But Baby Jamie could also just jam the 8 and say, what you got? Like, you have to respond.
Yep. And Aleph's got that balance, but it hurts to use that 10.
Yeah, absolutely. That's huge value from Baby Jamie. Baby Jamie doesn't have it in hand. But
Aleph doesn't. But he can slap Aleph 6 away.
I think you do. Yeah, I think you still
do
just
also.
you know what the play is going to be. You both set it up to be
right.
that
And
way.
Aleph didn't have an answer last turn. Do you think he's going to have one now? No, it looks like he goes for the 2, and now you just get that win.
Yeah,
Good play by Baby Jamie.
Yeah,
well
very
done.
very solid play from both players here. We're gonna go into game 3 here, tied 1-1. Aleph with
All
the
right,
double
Aleph.
jacks this time instead.
Yeah, all right. Where's your double 2s today? Gets that 5 right off the bat. Not too bad. Baby Jamie's got double 6s. I mean, see, looking at a queen and 2 jacks, those 6s are probably gonna come in handy for him soon.
Oh yeah, for sure, and especially having the 2 to cover just in case.
I'm surprised to see Aleph play that 4 without being at hand limit. It doesn't really feel like he.
Yeah, 4
Did or
comes
got
out
much out of it?
from Baby Jamie. What does Aleph want to discard? I could see getting rid of a jack, the ace.
That's a weird thing. I would have expected
No.
Aleph to do the same thing with his 4.
5 and the 8.
Yeah,
Really
he doesn't
valuing
need
those
the draw.
Wow, triple aces for Baby Jamie. That's just not really what he
Mean.
wants to see.
Yeah. But you do like to get that 6 out from just your queen, especially when you've got 3 other jacks in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Baby Jamie maybe has an inkling that there's some
Wow.
jacks around.
And he gets he gets an ace out of a 4. I mean, Aleph's just getting a huge removal off of kind of nothing. It's not a huge tempo swing, and Baby Jamie's got backups for both of them, so it's not like it's a real ceiling on anything. But that's check from Aleph. Does Baby Jamie go for?
Does he go for the jack on the
Ace and
9
hope
play
that-
here? No, just
Hope Aleph
aces.
doesn't have
Doesn't
2
even want to
2s.
play that game.
Yeah.
9,
Check
10.
again. Baby Jamie's got to be very happy to have kept
Aleph.
these aces.
Aleph is just sitting there frustrated with looking at all those aces come out. How did he get them all? Well, then again, he's sitting on triple jacks, and Baby Jamie has
right, just
barely played
waiting.
any points.
Yeah. Now Baby Jamie's at hand limit. He's got to play something. Question is, does he go for points, or does he go back for something? He's got the 3 in hand. I think to me that would be pretty tempting.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a tempting thought
There's
here.
one queen.
Yeah,
A queen
queen would
would just
be
guarantee.
huge.
No,
No,
he goes for
8
points.
just comes out.
And Aleph happy to play
Trade
points
some
in
points
kind.
back
Kind
and
of
forth here.
I've talked to Alf a little bit about this. It's like in game theory, it's like kind of it's like in a way smart to match your opponent's board state in a way. Not always, but it means that if they use large scale removal, they have as much odds of hitting themselves as they do of hitting you.
Yeah, Jack comes out. Aleph about
Aleph
to
gets to
fire
jack
off
something
the
else.
Jack train. Don't think the 6 from Baby Jamie would be bad.
Would be, yeah.
Would be
I
very
mean,
bad.
he has the 2 to. It wouldn't be great.
Goes for the safe scuttle. Very
Yeah.
reasonable.
Makes sense. The problem now is if he 6s, whereas before it would have been exchange. Now if he 6s, he's just losing out because Olaf is getting a card back. I kind of like the 6 before rather than a 6 now that there's only 1 Jack on the table.
Yeah, and Aleph can always jack it back, and then if a
Right.
6 comes out, he keeps it.
Yep.
So
Baby Jamie held it for the 2. I gotta wonder. I feel like he's gonna go for another draw here. This is like kind of steady state for both players, where they're
yeah,
more
I
or
think
less
maybe he
equal on the
can.
board.
Yeah, he just uses the 5 here to draw 2. Draws a 2 and a 3. Like not
Olive says
immediately
check
helpful.
again. This is I like this from Olive. He's like, I got 4 cards in hand. What are the odds I don't have this?
And
and
has
that
to be
10
used for the
for the
scuttle.
7.
That's so much value. Oh, and
Oh,
Aleph
and
picks
Olive
up a
goes ahead
10.
and yeah, right.
What is he gonna pick
And I-
up here? Does he go back for an ace?
They're one of the aces, right?
Ace or
He
maybe
has
the
2
queen?
2s in hand. The ace seems savored. I think the queen might be a little slow.
Yeah, I would agree
'Cause
with that
Olive's gonna
generally.
push
No, just goes for the scuttle
The
power.
10. That's flexible.
Yeah,
It can be
good offensive
it goes for-
option,
goes
good
for
defensive
an
option.
early check. Oh no! And Olive takes it. Says yoink. That's very nice.
I
of
think
you,
you
sir.
have to use
I think
the
the
2
6
on the
now,
jack
right?
here.
Not the 6, rather. So just kind of
No,
reset
because you
and-
trade him back and he ends up with 14 points.
Oh, good point. Yep. Goes for
So
yep. You're right.
this way you at least keep him from having
Oh,
check.
no.
And
And then
now,
that's-
unfortunately, you're kind of at an impasse.
Yeah. And it looks like that might just be it. I don't think Baby Jamie has another option here.
No, I don't think Baby Jamie has an out.
6 at least returns your 10 to you and gives Olive a 7. So instead of having 4 points to win, Olive now needs 6 points to win, 7 points to win.
Yeah.
Little does Baby Jamie know, Olive still has it, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, Baby Jamie's just probably considering his options here. We'll see what. Yep, 6 comes out.
And does Olive have 7 points? Unfortunately for Baby Jamie, the 3 7s it is, and Olive goes up 2-1.
Yep, and here we go. Game 4, match point for Aleph. A bit of points and then a bit of nothing for Aleph's hand.
Right. And he just wants that early power. Oh, he
Yeah,
says check.
says,
What do you
come
got?
at me, what you got?
And
and
the unfortunate answer
Unfortunately,
for
Baby Jamie has not much.
Yeah, not much. And Olive just counters it and says, I really would not like to play that game. That's that. Olive just
Yeah.
right away starts with the God hand.
Yeah, just starts with the absolute nuts. So now it will be our number 4 seed Monarch Man from the winner's bracket taking on LF1 from the loser's bracket, our 2nd seed in the winner's final. Monarch Man only has to win 1 best of 5. LF1 has to win 2 in a row, 2 best of 5s in a row to take down the win.
I think we gotta say, like, hats off to Baby Jamie. He broke his curse, right? He went into
Yeah, got all the
technically
way to
semifinals.
the losers finals. Like, played very, very well.
Right.
Hard to argue with that one. See. Stupid mute buttons. Got muted on my stream for a minute again. Anyway. So, I'm not sure what got muted out and what didn't, but we are into the best of 5. Aleph has to win 2 best of 5s. Monarch Man has to win 1. 4 comes out from Monarch Man. Just slowing down the pressure from Aleph with that king on the board.
You have to wonder what he's going to get rid of here. I think probably a 3. It seems like it's a little slow with the 10 that he has, the king already on board. Seems like he'd rather push for check. Yep,
Yeah, gets rid of the 3 and the ace, keeps the points in hand. Probably can just drop some points here.
Yeah, it says I don't need the defense. I just want to hit the go button. I've got a king already out there.
Yeah, and the jack to slow down anything Monarch Man wants to do. 7 comes out. Gonna get probably a scuttle from the 9.
Good value for Aleph, and he can kind of do the same thing again and bait out more value from Monarch.
Yeah, but now at this point, Aleph is pretty much out of points.
Yep, forced to draw and really having only 2s left. If Monarch hits the gas button, Aleph might not have many options there.
Yeah, the 5 draw being really big, keeping him in parity. 5 comes out from Aleph as well. The double
Really
6 is not really big here. The jack sitting dead in Aleph's hand while the queen's up there. 2 comes out.
Right, wants to get rid of that 2. That way he can bring his other 2 into play at a later time.
Yeah, and the jack as well. Queen comes out, making it uncounterable from Aleph's side. Top deck hero. Ooh, big queen. That's a big win.
And really, I mean, the symmetry here is so funny. 2 6s, 2 8s, and both players have kind of, a removal and some dig and just big cards. The jack being kind of useless for Aleph is unfortunate for him. He's got he's only the 2 out to try and use it.
Yeah, he's got to use that 2 in order to get any value out of that jack later. I think maybe you dig as Monarch Man here.
Right.
See what Aleph wants to do. Get a queen back, maybe a 2. 2 is always valuable, but only to get rid of Aleph's queen right now. 6 comes out for points. Immediately scuttled. Wants none of that. Comes out again. It's gonna get the same value trade. Oh, that's not what Aleph wanted. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, look at that. Monarch, though, probably not gonna just jam that 10 without. Yeah.
Oh, that 5 is huge. That 5 is gonna mitigate the damage from that 4.
And now that 4 that you have is a very, very. Oh, you can either use it as.
You can't counter it.
You can't counter it, but you can hate 4 and back. Drop your 2 and your 10 and just go for it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, he drops the 4.
Drops the 4, keeps the 2 to get rid of the queen. That's a fair play.
Oh no.
Man.
Yikes. Goes down to 0. We see it again. If we didn't see it before, we get the bingo for it for sure here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually haven't seen too many bingoable things this tournament, surprisingly.
Right.
Everybody's drawn up. Jack can come out from Monarch Man, forcing Aleph to respond. Yeah, Jack's right back. He goes for the 2 on the jack, and Aleph just says, "Thank you very much, I have another one." And I think that's it for this game.
It looks like it. It seems like he's
and that'll do it.
So go up to
Aleph takes game 1.
And while we're here in the reset, we want to do another. We tend to do this at the end, but I want to kind of do it here at a time. I'm really going to give a shout out to some of our developers who have been committing to this project. Kind of just looking over the last few months, we've got Havels04, Harsh 619, Actions User, Poso Rocco, Seriously Sean, Jonas Thayers, Alex VCS, R008. Thank you all for your contributions to this project. We seriously do. From the bottom of our hearts, want to thank each and every one of you for helping Aleph bring his visions to fruition.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty wild hand here, starting for Aleph, starting with triple fives.
Look at that.
He's got.
All the
Did he
draw
get
one could
all
want.
4? Are you serious?
Yeah, there you go.
What kind of
How bad
shuffler?
are those?
What kind of shuffler?
No, how bad are the fives? That's the important part. They're terrible. He draws them. He's not even going to use them. Look at that. He just sit in his hand all game long. It's like they might not even exist.
Yep, just gets 8 card draw out of it. Just keeps up the tempo, and there's Monarch Man's patented glasses.
I think again, all tournament actually. I think Monarch might have been the only one to use.
The only one that we've seen on
spectated.
stream for
You're
sure.
right.
We have not seen the double glasses, which would be bingoable, but
yeah.
And Aleph doesn't want to play bingo. He wants to get rid of that. 4 comes out.
Hoping to get as much removal as he can out of Monarch's hand. Using that 6 to bait the 2 is smart if you knowing that he's going to drop the 4 right afterwards like that.
Yeah, drops a 7 and an 8. Gets a 4 back himself, so Monarch Man could always go for the spite play here a little bit.
And Monarch
Aleph pulls the 6
but
back.
Right, Aleph is going to drop both of his, probably one of his jacks and the 9 and then 6 them, right? I mean, you gotta.
Yeah, I got it. It's got.
You gotta imagine.
The 6 comes out, and there's nothing Monarch Man can do about it. But there's really no power.
Even, right? And they're just back to bang even now. They're both just 2 cards and no board state. It's really
and there's no real power in 7 jack or 10 jack like off the rip. So
Monarch with the potential for a check though.
Yeah, Aleph can probably just drop the 6 and
not care too much about it.
Yeah, even if it gets countered, he has another 6 in hand. He's not too upset about that. He gets another 2 for a 6 potentially.
Yep.
And even if the 2 doesn't come out, he gets what he wants and gets rid of the king.
Yeah, both players just getting to draw
up here.
And
7 off the rip from Monarch. Ooh, does he go for the 4?
Go for the 4.
Ah, come on.
Right, so he wants the points. So there's a little bit more pressure on the board. And now knowing that Aleph has to draw a 4, it's maybe he's not as worried about that. Maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. 7 comes out.
Neither of them wanted to draw the 4. That's so funny. If Monarch goes for check here, Aleph doesn't have many options aside from a scuttle. There goes the jack. Monarch's just gonna jack it back.
Yep. Right back to where we were. Aleph maybe can't drop the 6 here.
Right.
Gotta go for the 10 scuttle and loses the jack too. That's a lot of value. Oh, that 4 is gonna be that's actually fine. Monarch is so okay with that.
Right.
He's like, I didn't want these aces anyway. Queen is really not gonna help him. King! Oh, that's it!
There it is.
No! But a turn too late.
Alright.
Oh, there's the 9. King comes out.
He doesn't have it though.
He doesn't, but can Monarch Man know that?
Get the read, right? No, he goes for the scuttle.
He plays it safe. Oh, that 10 though, that's gonna be enough.
Goes for the scuttle again.
Yeah. 7-6 is not enough.
Why not drop the 6? Why not drop the 6? I mean, if you were expecting a scuttle anyway, 6 seems like it would have been the better play.
Interesting. 2 coming out to get rid of the king.
Just plays it safe, right? I mean, Monarch has 2 cards in hand. That was check again.
Yeah.
Aleph goes for the 7.
Top deck hero.
Get out of it. You get the 10 or a king again. You don't want to give your opponent either of those, but I think you'd rather take the 10. Yep. Puts your opponent in check.
I think Monarch just immediately goes for the jack.
And Aleph has to 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Has to 6 here. Blow up his own king there.
And now we just have to play the draw game until the deck is gone and
see who's in a stronger position. Monarch Man putting the pressure down.
Aleph goes check back at you. If you don't got it, I got it. And Monarch's just gonna go the ace, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I don't know that there's gonna be enough points left now.
And now Aleph's got to go for the. Oh, he doesn't go for the 4. Surprising.
Triple queens.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's not enough points.
Yeah.
There's just not enough points in the game. I feel like you just counter
Ruin a
it just
tie.
for the manners.
Right.
Just give him, no, and just play the triple queens. Just do it.
Yep. Let's play it out. Pass, 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 and we are on to the next match.
Yep.
Game 3.
Yep. Game 3 with Aleph up 1. Neither player with an incredibly powerful hand here. Picking up the 5 for Monarch isn't terrible.
No, very nice. I think with the current hand size that he's at, I'm very tempted to just drop that right away for.
It's interesting
Draw.
how many players have been playing the 4 for points lately. It's supposed to be a new thing that I'm not super aware of.
If you have a 9 or a 7, it brings you to a check with a card that can almost always draw value when it's scuttled.
Yeah,
you're
that's
very
fair.
few.
It's interesting to see how much things change in between tournaments, because that was not
The meta.
really the play. Like during the World
Right.
Championships, we did not see that at all.
Definitely not as frequent.
9 comes out,
It's a balance,
gets
but
countered,
you
and
counter
that's
it,
going to be it.
then
That's
it takes
game 2
yeah.
or game
Aleph.
3. Second win to Aleph. Aleph has to win one more game in the next 3 to reset the bracket.
To reset, and then we'll see another. Really, no choice there from Monarch, man.
Just didn't have the cards in hand. Triple
Aleph
kings though,
has to face
holy!
off against this time.
But Aleph sitting
Monarch
on the
just
6 and double 2s.
But Monarch just slams that king down and says, "Well, we're gonna go for the gas. Let's see who's got it." Is Aleph gonna put him in check? Is the question for me. I think he does, right? And then Monarch safe scuttles here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy scuttles.
I think Monarch probably goes for a check at this point. He's got the 7 sitting on the other one.
Lays down the 6. That is still a check.
It's a bluff. It was a bluff check though. He didn't have the. Oh, and Aleph cancels it, and now Aleph gets it. Oh no, he's not. He's 1 point short.
Yep. Just
Crazy.
1 point short now.
Now Monarch's got a 7, and Aleph's got to what? Either let it ride and hope it doesn't get something, or blow the 2. And
Yeah, I think. This is a tough choice.
this is a tough call. Yeah.
Yeah, he
counters.
does cancel it. Gets
Goes
the
for
6.
the draw and gets another option.
And the
Oh,
ace comes a
and there it
turn
is.
too late.
That's-
So that is a bracket reset.
Aleph bringing us
Aleph
back.
taking a 3-0 run there. So we're
So Aleph
going to
declines
go
to
back,
go
and
home and
now it's
reset
time
to
for
a new-
bracket reset. The grand
Yeah.
finals, if you will. The first grand finals were a warm up, you know. Now we're getting to the real grand finals.
You thought you had 1 grand finals. How about a 2nd grand finals? That was really Aleph just playing at full pace there. I mean, he did not. He hit the go button pretty much right off the start of those last few games. There was one of the games went to end of the deck,
Yeah,
remember correctly?
one went to a stalemate, and then
and the rest just lightning quick.
here we go. We're in the game. About to ask to make sure there was bracket reset. So we've got Monarch Man and Aleph 1. The winner of this best of 5 takes the whole thing. Aleph with so many points, though. Oh boy.
I think if I was looking at this from the last series, I would say I'm probably going to lean in Aleph 1's favor. I mean, he did just have a very commanding lead. But if I look at the whole tournament, I think from watching Monarch play, I think a lot of Monarch's decisions earlier on are very calculated, very methodical. It really felt like he thought through some weird paths that we didn't see.
Yeah, for
Curious
sure.
about-
I think these two players definitely. I mean, most of all of these players deserve to potentially be in the finals. They're all fantastic players, but Monarch Man has been playing very, very well, and Aleph has just been an absolute warpath through the lower brackets. So it's certainly exciting to see, you know, the sort of hardcore calculation on Monarch Man's side, and so far we've seen a lot of aggression coming out of Aleph.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like, it's, you know, Spud calling now. We're talking about the 5 being overpowered, but what about Aleph being overpowered? I mean, yeah, what about Aleph just, you know, rigging the card shuffler? He did make the game after all. It's very possible that he's just, you know, got the ticket to the grand finals.
Yeah, I think we need an Aleph rework.
Yeah. Let's have someone audit the code. We just need to make sure there's another party in there who's checked out the shuffler algorithm recently.
Yeah.
And Aleph presenting check again. Really a fan of this early aggression. He's gonna just do it again, right? Again with the other 4. Yep.
Yeah, and
rework. How about an overwork? There you go.
oh man, I think Aleph is overworked. That's the problem. And comes right back out again from Aleph though. Ace comes out, nothing Aleph can do, and that was plenty of value. But like, Monarch Man is so behind on like hand value here.
Yeah. Having the queen on table does give him. I mean, it's not.
It
much,
does
but
give
it's
him a lot of response. Just says no, thank you. Take that 6 out of here. And I think he's just gonna pull the 2 right back. Yeah, easy choice. Aleph gave him the opportunity to weasel his way out of it, and Monarch Man's out of that chokehold.
I wonder if Monarch goes for the king now, knowing that he baited out 1-6 already, and he's got another 2 to back up, just in case for the next one.
9 just putting the pressure down. 6 comes out. I think he just does it again. Yeah,
I think so too. That's why I think he went back for that too, just for this occasion. I wonder, does he present check here? It would be nice, right? Especially he could just throw the jack down and not really risk too much on it. This 2 6s have came out already, so you know,
he does only lose the 4 to that ace though, so that ends up being less devastating than it could have been. Oh, and the 2-9 draw, that's so big.
Very clutch. If I were him, I'd be looking at that jack, just wondering how long is that jack actually going to be relevant? Do I just drop it here?
Yeah, I think definitely I would have at least considered it, but those 6s doesn't. But really? Monarch Man has got the answers.
Time after time. And each one that he gets rid of,
got the shoes, and here it is, 10 scuttle.
And Monarch can do another check.
Just
eight,
really and Aleph can't do anything. He just has to hope.
Right, but
6 is a turn too late, and that's gonna be it for that game 1.
Goes to the jack to show off that he had that extra face card. I like the style on that.
Yeah, he's like, I had the points, but I don't need you to know that.
Yeah. What do we? I mean, you know, we get into this next one, and Aleph, speaking of double 6s this time.
Yeah.
Not as great early, especially with him having 2 face cards in hand, but.
Yeah, Monarch Man sitting there with a 2 to back up his queen is pretty nice. I wonder if Aleph goes for the 6 here.
Right, I was just about to say, you have 2 6s in hand and you're looking at your queen and your king, like I really want to get these out on the board and I don't want this to get in the way. It's the anti-synergy thing that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, just drops the 4.
Wow. Aleph just I feel like this is a respect play. So I don't know what
he's
you
like, and Monarch Man just says, no thanks, I'm good. Yeah.
Monarch's like, you
I will play that too and then immediately pull it back into my hand so I can do this again.
Yep. I wonder, 2-3-2. So you drop your 4, but you counter it. So I guess you don't lose the tempo on playing an extra card. I guess that does make sense. You lose the same amount of cards either way, but you don't lose the tempo.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and I think just the sort of power of it, just saying, pushing it back and saying like, oh, you wanted to do this, no. You wanted to do this, no. There definitely is at least a little bit of a.
Oh my goodness, so many choices. That's check, technically.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
It's not Monarch's probably not super. I mean, you go for the draw here. There's take your own 10 and hope that your opponent doesn't have it. It has to draw, and there it is. And then Monarch, you go for the king, right? And now
Aleph, I think, has to play the queen.
Right.
Like he has to play the 6 and hope that nobody has it, but he blows up his own double kings for it. And I think as Monarch Man, you're a little disappointed, but not that disappointed.
mean, Monarch definitely comes out ahead of that one. He's got board tempo and hand advantage here. Like that was
absolutely.
a great turnaround.
I think Monarch Man immediately drops the queen here. Aleph, I think,
goes for his too.
I think, yeah. Aleph, I might have dropped it a turn earlier instead of drawing, but here we are. Ace comes out, nothing that Monarch Man can do, but that's a lot of value for Aleph there.
Draw gets his 5. There's a little bit of
5 for some draw.
Right.
Ace Queen, not exactly. The ace is good. The
good,
double
queen
twos though, that's huge.
Yeah. 2 for your opponent's queen, right? I mean, that seems like it's gonna come down the next turn or two.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's not. No way. I have really thought that Aleph would have just gone for it there.
Right. I mean, Monarch going for this, presenting a really nice check. Aleph's like only got to drop his ace. That's like.
Yeah, he's losing cards, Monarch Man, but he's forcing Aleph to make plays and use resources that maybe he wouldn't want to otherwise. So
I mean, to Aleph's credit, it's kind of like these tempo swung back in his favor. It's like, especially with this 4 now. I mean, drew 2 last turn, got rid of 2 from Monarch this turn, and he's ahead decidedly.
I would have. I think I might have considered getting rid of the jacks there.
Yeah, I agree, especially considering
the queen has just been living on the board the whole time.
Yeah. Right, you could get rid of one of them and keep. Yeah, I'm with you though. I think that's the right call. Those are both the take the 5, right? And then
just 5, and then you top deck the 10. Oh, and a 9 too. That's so good.
But Monarch gets it in the meantime.
Yeah. That was enough.
You know, I guess like the 10 couldn't have 10 of clubs couldn't have scuttled. He didn't.
Yeah. That's true. All right.
2 up for Monarch. Is he about to clean 3-0 is the question.
We're up to match point here for Monarch Man.
Trellian Pog, I think. I agree. Pog Trellian.
Yeah, sure.
We missed when you said Monarch go all in, but I think I remember the moment, and we were pretty sure we were with you on that one.
So we got Monarch here sitting on double queens, but Aleph has a queen of his own with a 2 behind it too. That's a little unfortunate. Maybe Monarch is able to bait out the 2 onto one of his queens.
Yeah, I slapped that queen down first thing right before you even bother drawing anything, just in case. I feel like that's to me the safer play, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I think so.
Aleph's got the queen 10-5. That is an N4. Like that is just such a scary opener.
Yeah, there's so much power in Aleph's hand, but Monarch is in a massively powerful position, just being up 2-0 right now in this best of 5. You know, if a game goes kind of sideways, he has the ability to just reset and kind of say, okay, lost that one, but so if something goes really pear-shaped, like Aleph gets a really powerful hand, he's got some more wiggle room, whereas Aleph makes, doesn't get a draw or an out, or starts with a weak hand, and Monarch starts with a good hand. That's going to be all she wrote.
Yep. It looks like both players are. Looks like Monarch might be taking a short break. Nope. Looks like we've got some.
Queen comes out.
They're on.
5 comes off from
just straight to the 5. Oh, withdraws into another 5.
Yeah, that's
huge.
So good.
Plays it again. Why not? Well,
dude, double 10-8. Oh, brother.
Yeah, and that 4 coming down, right? I mean, he's.
Yeah, I think this is the good play from Monarch. Is just fire off those double 4s. Bleed out some of those resources from Aleph. But
I don't know if you can fire off another 4 now here. You got to scuttle, right?
Yeah, got to scuttle. Yeah. Luckily, he had it. He used the lower value 4 off the rip. 8 comes out though. I think you have to jack it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your jack is protected by that queen.
And I feel like Aleph's probably just going to say check again? Question mark?
No, he goes for it. He does use the 2. Monarch Man was able to bait out the 2 with that queen.
But Aleph still has this check, and now, I mean, either way, the 2 wouldn't have really been able to come into play here with that queen that he was sitting behind.
Yeah.
But Aleph still got his next opportunity for check in hand. I mean,
I think Monarch has got to go fishing here with the 3s. Like he's got to get something. Jack is that's great. I like that. Oh, and he gets the 2. That is so big.
That queen is very safe now.
Yeah, that queen is Oh, and the glasses finally comes out from somebody else.
Olive using it on the glasses man himself.
Yeah, the glasses are on the other face now, so see what happens here. Olive's probably not super thrilled with Monarch's hand. He's got some good answers here.
Right.
But Monarch doesn't really want to play that 6 down, but Aleph knows that he has it, has to force out the 8 here. Probably going to get a 10 at least.
Cuttle again. Yep. Can he draw another? No, Aleph would. I wonder if he's going to drop this 6. I can't imagine.
I can't imagine Monarch does that. I think Monarch's in a stronger position even with the glasses 8 here.
Right. I feel like they're both teetering on the edge of a close check. I think that Monarch is hoping that Aleph will play something out so he can take something with his jack, but there's just no chance. Aleph's
not going to go for that unless he's absolutely sure he can prevent the jack from doing any serious damage. 2 comes out.
For the queen here again.
Yeah, I think I think is a fair trade.
And Monarch says check, but I mean, that I don't have it, so.
Yeah. Oh, the top deck, the double draw, 7 into 5. Or you could go 7 into 3 into the
other
draw
10
pile, but he's got 2 3s now off that pull. And Aleph puts no pressure on, so I think the 3s are gonna. Oh, he just goes for it.
Yeah.
He's gonna make him scuttle.
I mean, they've been playing their higher value cards first. Like a lot of our game theory I don't know, maybe it's changed, but it's been played lower cards to try and bait out higher value scuttles. So you could do the same thing here. Just drop another 3.
I'm kind of surprised that Aleph didn't just ace.
Yeah.
Well, he has 3.
Right.
He has 3 aces, and he can trade 1 card for 2.
Right. Knows that he'll probably be able to draw it out in the next turn.
Yeah, there's the ace. I think that could have come out a turn earlier.
Yeah, probably.
But
I think you're right.
Aleph wanting to keep his resources close to the chest.
Knowing that 3 2s have been used and Aleph's now got the 4th 2, having both these aces is actually huge.
Yeah, that's actually pretty impactful here.
Right, it's just a way around Monarch's queen no matter what Monarch puts down. And it might just be 1 for 1. It's kind of just scuttling at that point, but... Check from Aleph. Monarch should go for the jack.
I think you have to go for the jack here. Force out the 2 or the ace. Like, just make Aleph use resources he doesn't want to use.
Right. The thing with this, I mean, the 6 at that point would be huge from Aleph.
Yeah, that would be extremely devastating.
Yeah, maybe the jack is not the move. Maybe.
I think you have to, though. Like, there really isn't another play. Yeah, the 6 is huge. The 6 was going to be huge no matter who played it there.
And I think we're going to see more draws here from Monarch.
Top deck hero.
Yeah.
Does Aleph let it happen? No.
No, just
Aleph says absolutely not.
And Aleph puts him in check. This might just be it. I mean, Monarch can bounce, but even then, Aleph can just put an ace down and say, "Neener, neener, I think you know what my last card is," even if you bounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to do that.
Yeah. No, Aleph is gonna say, "Here you go."
Yep. Guess what happens next turn? Just plays the 1 off 6.
Counter it without your 2. Yep. There you go.
And then there it is, the 10-10 ace.
Aleph says, "No, I will not go silently into the night."
Yep. Still match point for Monarch Man, though. And Monarch Man has a monster hand. Yeah. Holy. Queen, King, 10-10.
And Monarch, do you think he just says, "Well, I see your queen. Let's just see what else we can do here"?
I think he probably 5s here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't really draw into anything super impactful right away.
No, but the 7 is a nice option now that your hand is full.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Aleph just goes for the 5 here as well. No, when it gets to
I think
be
he
his
has
turn
to.
again?
Or he 6s. He could 6.
I think
he has the second queen. Oh, that 2 is big.
Yeah, especially with that 6 to back it up. Check from Monarch. And you know he's got it.
Yeah.
Aleph just has to wonder, does Monarch have a 2 or not.
Just
Goes for
uses the
scuttle,
7 to
safer
scuttle.
play. Yeah, doesn't risk it.
I think maybe you go for like you play a 6,
Mark
or
again.
I was gonna say play the 9 maybe.
You
Just
in
put
Monarch-
some
and
put some
Alex,
big pressure on it. Yeah, play the
Right,
9
he's
of
gonna-
spades here.
Right.
He's gonna draw the other 9 here. The ace is gonna like Aleph is just sitting on this ace
Right.
to try and hold out for when Monarch Man overcommits points onto the board. I think we're just gonna draw up a little bit here.
And Aleph was kind of, grimacing at having to play that 6, just knowing that he would have gotten completely blown out if Monarch had that 2 in response.
Yeah, that would have
Does
been.
end up pulling the 2 though to get rid of his 8. His queen. Does Aleph stop this? I think he's gonna let it go.
No.
No, he does counter it. He wants to keep his board state. I think he's gonna go for a check here. Yeah, wants to try and make Monarch desperate and pull some more value out.
That's
Smart.
it. And pulls another 9. But now
Monarch says check though.
rubber bands
And
on the
now
other
Aleph
claw
gets-
now.
And Aleph gets his if you don't have a 2, I get my value out of this.
Yeah.
Or does he go for
He
face
holds
scuttle?
the
He does
ace.
go for-
What a cool customer,
Oh,
and
no.
this is huge.
And now
Oh,
man.
that's
Poor Monarch. If he had
devastating.
played- He's got 2 3s though. He can go back for those 10s. That's actually not, he's got to draw just to kind of maintain tempo, but in long term those 10s aren't lost forever. It's a shame he didn't do 10-3. If he had done 10-3 to draw Aleph's ace out. This is the situation where I think you really do want to play your smaller cards out first sometimes.
Yeah.
That discard was nice.
Drawing up.
Getting rid of those 2 3s. I mean, they were slow, but in the
There's
late
a
game,
lot
those
of
are.
value, yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for Monarch. 8s are good points though. 8s are solid cards here.
Yeah, you just don't like having 2 of the same thing. It just like kind of lowers your options a little bit.
Yeah. Ace comes out from Monarch Man, just
Happy to get rid of his dupes.
yeah. Oh,
And
but
now Aleph has
now the
two
double
threes.
3s are in Aleph's hand, and
Man, that
oh man.
and his late game is scary.
Yeah. That queen still being up is just terrible.
Yep.
The 2
And
comes out, and there's
Right. and
really
Alex is
not
left-
much he can do. I don't
Right.
think Aleph really needs to go digging, but he is.
Right. Interesting. Why not? Yeah. Why not use that 3 for another check here? Seems like a safe play. Just goes for this instead because he knows that there's only 1 ace left, and that's the only option. He's got the 2 to blow it out. That's it. Aleph read the room.
Yeah.
Smart heads up play by Aleph. Look at that.
And now we're all even. It all comes down to this.
A match point in grand finals. Lucky us.
Yeah. All
And
5
lucky
games.
Monarch with 2 8s in hand. Aleph with 3 4s though. Does Aleph just kill Monarch's entire hand?
Monarch is not happy he played those glasses.
No.
He's not happy about
No,
that.
but I mean, I think it was happening no matter what. You don't really have the
Yeah,
option.
but seeing it coming, I feel like makes it worse.
Yeah. Oh, it's a freight train, and you can't step out of the way. You can stop one of them. Do you stop the first one? I think with the 2. And I guess not. He just lets it go.
I think he just has to eat it.
And he's got to stop one of them, right? I mean, you don't want to.
Yeah, I
It's a
think he's
tough
got
one.
to. I mean, I think
You
either
might
way,
as
he's
well.
going down to 2 cards, you know,
Yep.
here, no matter
Yep.
what, and that's just so much tempo for Aleph. But
Right.
Aleph doesn't really have a lot going on in his hand. He's got the queen, but like,
No, if you think about it from this perspective, if Aleph were to drop the 8, I was going to say as glasses, they would be bang even tie, so to speak. Now it's interesting because Aleph's, there's kind of some tempo on Aleph's side, but does he go for the check? Does Monarch go for the check?
I think Monarch maybe goes for the 8 here. Knows
does.
Aleph can't scuttle.
Right, has
He's
to
got to
summon
go
for
top
the
deck
Hail
hero.
Mary.
The 6 will
6
get him
to
out of it.
remove it. There you go. Lucky Aleph saves his grand finals run. That would have been it.
Yeah. Down to the
Goes
wire.
for 3 to go back for one of the value cards. Goes just going to push for win here. Does he do it?
Could be. Could go for the king. Could go for a 2.
Right. Well, the king he would need another draw. The
Could go for a 10.
we go for a 10, right?
Nope.
Go
Well,
for
8's
8,
enough.
yeah.
8's enough.
There isn't even a 10. We're
Oh,
drunk
okay.
on power, drunk on cards.
Yeah. It's too many games.
But Monarch says check. And now Olive has a tough decision to make. Oh, Olive says check. They're both just bluffing. Well, no, Olive's not bluffing. He's got it, actually. Nothing Monarch can
Yeah,
do.
and that's going to
There
be
you
it.
go. That's Monarch. That's its Olive.
And that's
Bucket
it.
21. Lucky him with
Aleph
that
taking
king.
the dub from the loser's bracket
With the reset.
with the reset, which means the last 2 tournaments, including Worlds, has been loser's bracket reset for the win.
And it's, I believe, has it been Olive for both of them, or was
No,
it?
it was Aleph and Avi, I think.
Yeah, right. And then Olive was the one before that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. Maybe Aleph wants to hop in.
And give some words of wisdom.
Yeah. And tell us about his shuffler.
And who's auditing it for the before the next tournament starts? My vote is harsh. It seems like of the recent contributions, Harsh or Havils or Actions User are some of the more common committing parties in among the contributors on our GitHub project. We should both have moderator powers so we can abuse the Discord and drag him in here. Yoink. Get over here. All right. Yep. Yeah, I mean, really a great tournament all around. I would say, I think if I had to look back on it and call out one moment, it was that very odd path that Monarch found that neither of us saw at the end of the round to pull out that dub. I mean, that was a very good chain of events that he read through.
Hello.
There he is.
That was a great tournament. That shuffler. Yeah. Yeah, we certainly could look at the shuffler code. It is open source, friends.
Richard says open source directs right to Ryan to Olive's wallet. For all questions, please inquire at Olive.
The oodles of money that I made hosting this site. Yeah.
So speaking of which, I mean, one of the shout outs that we want to make is, do people know about our Patreon? This is a thing that exists to help for the Cuttle.
It's not well promoted overall, but it's a great way to contribute if you're interested in keeping this project going, helping to pay for the server costs, prizes, that kind of thing. I'm hoping to better organize some financial transparency about like how and potentially set up rewards. There's a few things that we're looking into for ways to like better make use of community support to do cool things for Cuttle and for the site and for the competitive scene. So yeah, that's a great way to contribute, and we'll stay tuned because there's the possibility of putting together some prizes for Worlds again this year. Like if we can swing custom decks, that would be, I think, a really cool achievement.
Yeah,
and I think maybe in the cards. Yeah, got it. And the cards. Yeah.
Thank you, Olive. And then, is there any? I mean, a number of matches, a number of tough opponents. Any moment that stood out to you today? Anything you want to call out in any of the games that you played?
Oh man, there were so many good games. So that match against Monarch at the end, I think, was awesome, and I very nearly on like the last key play threed for the wrong thing and cost myself the game. So for one thing, Monarch practically had me until I 7'd away it. Right, he caught me with his glasses, which I gotta commend. Monarch has been making excellent use of glasses this entire tournament, I think.
Agreed.
You were actually the
really
only
cool
other
to see.
player to play glasses. on
that we
stream.
spectated.
That-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Monarch
yeah, yeah.
Monarch played glasses pretty much every game that we
Right.
spectated Monarch, and then you were the only other player on stream that ended up playing glasses, and you never played them at the same time, so we didn't get it on the bingo board.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's been really interesting to see because glasses are such a controversial card, for one thing. Like, it's something often, like, very new players see it and they're like, this is completely overpowered. Oh my gosh, like, how doesn't everybody play glasses all the time? I can see my opponent's hand, it's so strong. And then there's a point where often you hear, like, oh, like, it's never worth it. Like, I would rather just have the 8 in my hand because it could be points or it could scuttle, and the turn that I spend to play it, I could draw another card or play something else. So it's like practically costs me 2 cards to do this. And then if we just go head to head, like, I'm 2 cards down and just lose, like, it's never worth it. But I'm generally of the opinion that, like, if you can find a time to do it where it doesn't immediately cost you the game, it pays dividends over time and can be such a powerful move. But to me, it's still often been an edge case where it's like, oh, I have an opportunity, like, I'm going to go for glasses. It's been really cool to see Monarch's style where he like makes glasses happen frequently. I would say, like, more than maybe any other player that I've seen, and it's been really working out. That's super cool to see.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. And then
yeah. Go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead, Carl.
No, no,
But
you
yeah,
go.
I think so the other thing I was going to call out, we've seen a lot of different players improve in a lot of different ways. One of the players we were talking about earlier was Baby Jamie and his alleged curse.
Yeah.
Baby Jamie talking about having never made it past semis. He made it today to losers finals. Any tips for Baby Jamie for other players, looking to improve in their decision making process?
So, I mean, for one, I think, as is probably the case with anything at which one might want to get good, like, Baby Jamie has shown that you get better with practice. He's been playing for a long time and has been steadily performing better and better in the tournaments. And up until clubs, like, his run at Worlds, I think, was his best performance yet. And I had an incredible match with him in that tournament as well as in this one. And now, again, like, he's doing even better and took 3rd place. And, like, it clearly, he is a top player to be on the lookout for sure. Especially since, I mean, in our second match, the last game that we had, I just, like, rolled a gimme basically and just got him to go for
very
it.
great
So it's
hand.
not like that couldn't have gone the other way. It certainly could have.
Yep.
And then who knows, we would have had a very different and also fascinating finals between Monarch and Baby Jamie. So Baby Jamie's a player to watch. And I think that, an overarching lesson from his play is, like, continuing to play gets you better at the game. And that if you're committed, anybody can have a serious shot at being a world champion at this game, which I think is really cool. And as far as his specific play style, there's always, like, so much to unpack. It's tempting to try to, like, distill somebody's strategy to their use of a single card sometimes, like I was perhaps reductively doing with Monarch Man a moment ago.
No, but to complement someone's strengths. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of different players learning to play their style, learning to play their strengths. It kind of sounds like is the real takeaway for each person, and kind of not being afraid to be flexible, try new things, play more to be able to test new things and kind of limit test your strategies.
Yeah, and I think
I think trying new things is totally salient.
I think something interesting, like, between this tournament and coming from Worlds, is the number of the amount of times that players play 4s for points has gone up remarkably. Like, at least in my eyes, like, it used to be like you very rarely, unless a king was out, you didn't see a 4 played for points, but there were plenty of times where many different players were playing 4s and 3s for points.
Yeah. I love me some low points. I feel it's so spicy because it makes, like, there's no good way to kill a low point card that, like, feels good,
Yeah.
It's like, am I gonna scuttle this 4 with my 7? Yuck.
Yeah, and the fact that sixes are so powerful for their one-off effect makes them
Yeah.
almost worthless as a scuttle card, because you
I was
really
trying
don't want
more
to
for
do
points
that.
this tournament, which I found was interesting. Like I've so rarely done that, but I found it really effective in the right situation. Like when there are times where I was like, I feel confident I'm not going to need to kill their royals, maybe because I've got lots of royals and like don't foresee myself wanting a 6 for its effect. Like it's a nice middle of the road point card because it's hard to scuttle
Yeah,
cleanly. Anyway.
definitely. But it's just interesting seeing, like, you know, the playstyle continue to evolve, you know, as like Cuddle Online has existed, you know, for about like a little over 3 years now ish.
Yeah.
3 world championships now. And like the fact that we are like there are still people like changing play styles and finding new effective ways to use the same effect, you know, the
Totally.
same rule set, even
Yeah.
still 3 years on, is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I've been playing for over 10 years, and I'm still learning things about the game. But of course, like, it's now more possible than ever to learn more quickly from like higher level players. Now that we've got like a dedicated community of the best cuddle players in the world, basically throwing down on a regular basis, it's like there's so much opportunity to evolve one's play and the game and the meta in ways that I think are really cool to see.
Yeah,
It's been
absolutely.
such a privilege.
Well, any closing thoughts from you, Dr. Dulcimer, or you, Aleph, before we wrap this shindig up?
I'd like to thank everybody for watching. It makes it a lot more fun when we've got more folks participating in different capacities. So if you're watching this on Twitch or on YouTube, thank you for checking it out. You're helping to keep the dream alive. And of course, all the players, like everybody did a fantastic job. I think we had a stellar tournament. It's been so cool to see how, like, as the site has persisted and as more people have come and played, like the level of play in the championship tournaments and like what it takes to be a top cuddle player has continually grown in a way that I think really speaks to the skill of everybody who even made it to this tournament, you know? And that's super cool. It's like, it's really an accomplishment to top 8. I think that's awesome. And of course, I want to thank both of you, Kyle Crichton and Dr. Dulcimer, because y'all rock. And this event is just like so much more fun with the both of you casting it for everybody. I think like the players, the viewers, y'all rock. Seriously, this is a blast.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
Thank you, bro. We are
It was
honored
fun
to be
do.
here.
Yeah, always a good time. Dr. Dulcimer, you got any final words, or
Support the Patreon, support the developers, and if you want to learn coding, hit up Aleph, hit up the team, jump in. This is not a team of seasoned veterans. This is a team of people who are learning and teaching one another all the time. It's a very friendly group. So if you're interested in programming, learning, or contributing in any way, shape, or form, reach out. We are always looking for more people to work on this project.
yeah, let me pop up the Discord link in real quick before we go. Is
$8:30. Correct. Yeah, 8:30 Eastern Wednesday nights. Friday is still a little bit sporadic. It's like a common occurrence, but every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern and every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern, we have an event, and more frequently we're doing Fridays as well. Thank you.
It's an honor.
Yes, sir.
Bye.